I don't remember doing the fire truck, but apparently we did the fire truck, but I don't remember doing it.
Yeah, you do. You remember doing all the little twiddly bits on the side.
Oh yeah, you were doing the ladders.
That was Norway.
You were bitching the whole time.
Well then, and we did the boat. Should we do the helicopter?
I just accidentally Hitchhiker's Guide.
I accidentally Hitchhiker's Guide on purpose. Oh, I've forgotten how to change the nozzle. No. One of these.
How many slots are there? Because I don't want to
6.
take one away from anyone.
6.
That was fine then.
It's weird. I don't know why 6. They could have just allowed you to have 100 players. Like there's no limit. Am I hosting? Sorry, I'm hosting, shouldn't I? I wonder why you guys weren't joining. Okay, I'm hosting.
Ooh.
So yeah, the one thing I did pay attention to though, I think I got a photo. I'll stick it in the Discord because it was quite relevant to our interests. Because there you go. So they do have decent power available there. We think we had 64 amps per garage on 3-phase, so probably 48 amps, 16 on each phase, 3-phase.
Nice.
But yeah, it's the very high tech. Someone got a label unlabeled Formula E charging point because Donington is one of the places to do Formula E. But at 48 amps or 16 amps 3-phase, I would probably have to get an awful lot of electricity out of them during the day, like more than the garage will cost me extra.
All right, turn it on.
Pardon?
Turn what on?
The rotor.
No, you want to crouch down. You want to hold on tightly. Glory to... Yeah. Glory to the UK. I thought you were going to write Ukraine then. Where's Andy? There's Andy.
Glory to them too.
Andy says... You could, Andy, just draw boobs. Look, what?
Boob.
Yeah, but you can draw boobs. You don't have to write boobs.
That's P.
Oh, boob.
It's a long
But
thing,
like, you can draw boobs onto it. Oh dear. Oh, the poor lady. He's extremely lopsided.
It happens sometimes.
No.
I think this point, this is where perhaps a surgery is an idea. Mostly just down to my bad art.
Good enough.
Did we get Tad in, by the way?
You would think someone with master skills in MS Paint.
Not
I'm
yet.
working on it. It's fine.
Should we stop? If we stop, Andy Tag can get in. We have to stop making deltas. We can all just
fine.
we can all just shoot Andy. That's fine because he's new. Don't think so, Andy. You're going over there.
No, I was playing with Max yesterday, and still a lot of the same problems. But it does save something. He's thinking it saves the map to RAM, because as the map gets cleaner, I do load in faster.
I cannot...
So if I've been in, and it just gets better.
I mean, it is possible the map is per object, so the less objects it has to send you, the quicker. But...
Viewer!
Not necessarily.
Objects.
Objects,
It
yes.
did not like when I touched the ladder.
Oh, is he in? I can see his name in the bottom left, but I can't see
Yes.
You
player
are?
model.
Where are you?
Oh, there he is. He's on the left.
I'm in.
Ah, well, I'm going to go and stand on the helicopter blades
There
because
we
You missed your hacker voice.
I'm in. Oh, bugger.
That definitely isn't how hackers speak.
I think this game goes a hell of a lot quicker when you've got 5 people.
Oh
spraying
my
this.
goodness me, yes. The only drawback is you cannot. There's no way to utilize manpower to get more money. So in career mode, I can come and help you, or someone come and help you, but we don't get access to any better gear. But it is at least twice, maybe more than twice as quick. But we can't do 6-player career mode in order to unlock stuff quickly. Yeah, I use Shaku. There's one of the things that really amuse me is the little icons for laying down in the corner, because you've got the sniping position and then the prone position. But that's just an icon. It's like, Esme, could you go prone for me? Yeah, and now crouch. Yeah, so there's kind of crouch, which is sort of squat, and then prone, which is squat, which is kneel down. So yeah, you don't actually go prone, which is a bit of a shame, but I just thought it's a really amusing icon because it really looks like something out of a first-person shooter, not a first-person squirter. Oh, I didn't think we could have tried the current progress of my fire game, because that supports, well, 1 million players. It doesn't care. It will just keep just. Oh no, it might be limited to 255 players right now.
Why the odd number?
Because that would be the 0 would be you, like the host, and then 255 other players. I dislike it when games add a hard cap of players. Like, if I want to play it with 200 players on a LAN and complete the whole game in like 30 seconds of the mission, just let me. But also let me crank the difficulty of the mission right up, if I so desire. Snorkel cleaned. But I am. But yeah, Circa, this is my point. I want to do it. I can't stand it when a game supports 8 players because we'll invariably get 9 people turning up wanting to play it. Now we have Jace, and now we have 6. But if Max turns up, we don't have a 7th slot because that's what the game supports, and that's annoying.
Yeah, but I'll probably have lagged out and disconnected by then, so that'll be fine.
I'm not going to be on for long either.
No, it's fine. You would be number 6. My point is, we couldn't then have a 7th, and we just always end up, however many players the game supports, we want that many plus 1.
Hey, Jay.
Hello.
I have to say I was struck again today by the sheer amount of money some people spend on track days. So one guy turned up in just a fancy BMW, but they came in a truck. That the BMW was in the back of a truck, like a big truck with a tail lift, big and strong enough so you drive the car onto the tail lift and it dropped the car down. There's no ramp or anything like that. So yeah, this was. I dread to think how much that lorry and tail lift cost. But yeah, it's lots and lots of people spending really big money just to drive round in circles.
Mm.
Yep. Did you mean NASCAR?
No, because that's a commercial thing. This is purely non-professional, non-competitive. I mean, some people are taking their race cars in order to play with it, but this guy was not in a professional race car of any description at all.
Oh my god, these ladders are terrible.
Yeah, are you on a joypad or keyboard
They're
and mouse?
fixing it next patch.
Yeah, keyboard and mouse.
Oh, okay, it's worse on the joypad because any movement left and right on the joypad and you'll just fall right off.
They're aware. They're fixing it.
Well, it's on Wednesday the next patch this comes out, isn't it? With the bunch more places to clean, dirty, dirty places. So that's going to be fun because I'm going to have to... Oh, actually, I am going to be away from my house on Wednesday. So I was going to do some work in a Starbucks, but I could instead quickly complete all the levels in Starbucks so we can play them on stream. I'm taking the car back to the rat place and to fix the issues that have developed.
Issues? I thought you just had a chip in the front of it.
Yeah, unfortunately that's damaged. There's nothing they can do, but there's a little bit where they, how can I put it, made a poor choice of the order and the direction they put the vinyl. And essentially water has got a little bit behind the seal because of that. And it is...
Water is patient.
Yeah. Well, it's not that patient because I've only just got it. But they're going to look at it, so that's fine.
That's twice I've timed out.
Yeah, what we normally do is if you're timing out, we need to stop washing because you get extra data sent to you from us. You never play catch up. But we're actually nearly done on this one anyway, and then we can start with one. We won't start it till you're in.
No.
What one are you doing?
84%.
We're currently doing the helicopter.
Helicopter.
85%.
Not got to that one yet.
This is actually a different model than it was before.
Oh really?
No, this is the same one that
Yeah.
I remember.
Nope. But they used to have a different one.
Yeah,
Water
Shauka,
tank's different.
I understand you don't want people to complete your game too quickly, but I don't really think that applies here. Or you simply make it so the rate at which you clean the dirt off is multiplied by the number of people. That's just self-balancing. I mean, that's what Borderlands does. I mean, that does it a slightly amusing issue in Borderlands that you can't headshot people in 4-player games. You just fill their brain full of bullets, wondering why on earth they're not dying. How is this water tank not clean?
Back in a second.
Okay.
Don't know why I keep trying to use the ladder where Andy put it. Andy put it in just the worst possible place, and I've just been continually trying to use it from there rather than moving the ladder. Yeah, no. My point is, I keep using the ladder from there rather than moving the ladder to where I need it.
Doesn't know all the meta places to put the ladder.
Oh no, it was fine for what he was doing, but not for what I was doing. So as everyone was mentioning about the physics of the water, so you can see on this particular object that all they're doing is they're just scrolling along the UV. So normally, when you put water on an object, it scrolls downwards, but on this one, they buggered it up. So if you squirt the engine here, I can see around the outside of the engine, the water is flowing around in a circle because they have mapped it in the wrong way, because they're supposed to map it so water looks like it flows downwards. But in this particular model, they've got balls up in a whole bunch of places. So water on here, you can see it on the stream, it's going sideways. And here it's going to be a circle. 99%.
And a refund.
No, because we were talking about when you actually pressure or something, you do end up, you have to get rid of the dirty water. And that's something that you have to, you should start at the top of the object and work your way downwards.
I did do Old Mother Hubbard's shoe the other day. That was quite entertaining for a little while.
Engine mount, landing gears,
There we go.
windows, tires,
Tail
and
rotor,
tail rotor
drive shaft.
Yep, it's back here.
What really?
It's
The
this
tail,
little one.
no, the tail rotor drive shaft is the big one.
The hint is in the name, tail rotor.
Tail rotor drive shaft is this massive thing all the way along. I know.
Yeah, but the one that's got a gauge on it still is the one behind the rising part.
Oh,
What
right.
that is. Yeah, there's more. There's more.
Says the helicopter mechanic.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
I
remember
got
what
it.
the stuff's called. It's fine.
The tail rotor is the rotor that it goes around the back,
Rotates
and the
up
shaft
at the
is the
tail.
shaft that leads to the tail rotor. Hence the phrase tail rotor drive shaft. Any questions?
They're hollow.
You're hollow.
Or some aircraft, they're hollow. Oh, we're gonna
is
be
it-
like that today, huh?
Is that you don't need to bother waiting for the time lapse to download. If you press escape, you'll just see your copy of the time lapse, which obviously, as you've been there for the whole mission, will be the whole thing. Marvelous. Well, we have one vehicle left, but we'll go out. If we go into we've done the skate park. We could do the temple, or the carousel, Ferris wheel, Helter Skelter.
Oh, here we go.
So, Jay, now's a good time to join. And if you join before we start, it should be quite quick. And if we don't
cool.
wash anything, it should be hopefully almost instant.
I will touch nothing.
It is attempting to connect. Hey, instant loadage.
Yep. Because it doesn't have any changes yet.
Is Tad in? Tad, are you in?
Yeah.
Cool. Right, I'm gonna go.
If my internet can keep up with it, it's fine.
Yeah, but that's why I was asking if you were in. I don't know why I'm not. I'm going to go and do the bit that took me about 15 minutes to find when I played this single player.
Oh my god.
It was just here.
Which part?
It was just this bit here. One of the top ring frames. Just here. It just took me so...
Yep.
I couldn't remember which one it was. So I'm doing it
I
now.
love how we jetted for the exact same spot.
Go do that bit.
Fucking annoyed me. I'm going for it this time.
Well, it makes sense. It's the hardest one because it's the one right at the top. So it's the one that you can jet upwards the least. So makes sense. But it took me forever to work out which bit I was supposed to do.
Already disconnecting.
But here it'd be nice if, let's say, when you wash the slide, if the water starts to sort of move down the slide.
Oh, that would be very cool if there was.
Well, they've got a bit of it, but they've done it using UVs, so it's sometimes wrong.
Yeah, it should have water cascading down it and soaking everyone below you.
Yeah, but I'm asking if you can think of a way to do that.
Well, I mean, smooth particle hydrodynamics. I mean, Borderlands 2 did it, so yes, like that. Same as Borderlands 2 did it. You could also fake it, like with puddles and water, but yeah, it's not something I'm expecting them to do necessarily, but it would have been very cool, because that's my only complaint is that washing in this game is not as realistic as it could be, because you're having to you're cleaning stuff and the dirt is magically gone. It's like Sillet Bang.
That's your one complaint in a washing simulator.
Yeah, the washing is not as realistic. Obviously, this is an arcadey washing game. There'll be a whole slew of pro washing sims out at some point. I think this is the beginning of a new genre.
A realistic one would be what you also get a bit wet. It's cold. The wind's blowing the water all different directions.
Well, also, if you wash from the bottom upwards, as you wash higher up, the mud that you're unseating would move down to lower things. Do you have to start at the top and work your way downwards, just like in reality?
And then at 99% a bird craps on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and then people. And I would like the Viscera clean up detail footprints as well. I think that's a disappointment. So if you walk through a dirty bit, you don't put footprints down, you then have to wash again. But I like that Viscera clean did. I mean, you've got to plan your clean a little bit. This is one of the points I make about early access games. I think it's unlikely this game will massively improve or change. It will just be bug fixes and more content, as opposed to we've added water physics, now you get dirty footprints. We've made it so soap works properly, because I've used the soap in this game and it fucking hacks. So soap should work by you have to spray the soap on and then hose it off, not just you magically spray the soap on and the big circle gets clean.
What percent are you at now?
27.
Yeah, I'm decent.
Really?
Yay.
Oh.
Yeah, it still says 3% for me. I had this all day with Max when I was playing with him yesterday.
That makes me sad
What makes you sad?
that Ted's timing out.
Tad's internet makes me sad, certainly.
Dad's internet makes me sad.
I'm in two minds, by the way, about the role playing.
Tad's internet makes Tad's internet sad.
I'm in two minds about the role playing Live for Speed stuff. I quite enjoyed it. It was a definite relaxing change of pace for just driving around and delivering stuff. I don't know if we'll go back to it, but I did enjoy it more than I thought I would, and I would like to see if that mod evolves over time.
It was quite pleasant with the golf cart, let me tell you. Especially when I fucked around with the drive ratios.
Because I kind of want to play it again and unlock a truck, but this is one of those that you do X in order to unlock a bigger vehicle, in order to do exactly the same thing again, but you're making money at a quicker rate.
Isn't that how it works in most games with an economy?
Yeah, well, yeah, but there isn't anything to strive for. The thing is, I've done my usual thing of I'm suddenly what I want to strive for the best vehicle in the game, but it's not going to change my driving experience very much. But yeah, I did enjoy it, so it might be worth thinking about popping back on the rotation. I mean, I'd love to look at that mod because, say, that's the sort of thing. Once you've got the base, I'm amazed that I have played it before, and they don't seem to have really changed the what's it called, like the houses rendering or anything like that.
What game is this, sorry?
We were playing on a role-playing server for Live for Speed. So we were doing deliveries. We had to stop at traffic lights. There were police towing. And
there is actually maybe Si knows it. There's a police group. I can't remember the name of them. UK Cop something or other that do GTA. They've got Live for Speed. What they call it? Role playing one, but they've literally just got the police thing for it. Like they're going around doing what they do every day.
Well, I mean, there's a bit more high-speed chases in this than in reality, I suspect. Like all the time.
True.
But unfortunately, none of us we were not experienced enough, and you have to go and do an online test before you're allowed to become a policeman or a bus driver. Which just seems
Blasting the mud off the lamps is very
I
satisfying.
need to find that
I like
website
those.
so I can go.
Well, I don't have enough miles. I think I did like 100 kilometers.
You need 2,500.
Yeah, but that's like a month
And
of
in order
playing it every
to-
night.
Yeah, there's another license that only requires 1,000. I was trying to grind that with the golf cart.
So I don't know if it's a compatible mod server. There's another city map that has the city. So this is the only track we gained with S3. There's a different city. And that would have let us... There's a ring around the outside, so you can just put your foot down and just floor it around the quote-unquote highway. And obviously that will help you build up the miles a lot quicker. But I don't know if it's the same character as we were doing. But yeah, I mean, at the rate we were going, I would literally have to play it every night for a month before I was allowed to be a policeman.
Do they take real-world qualifications into consideration?
No.
Oh, gods, if only.
Would be nice, wouldn't it? Drive around there on a tank.
Because there's an EMS as well.
But I don't know what that would do, because no one got hurt, so...
No, but I flipped a couple times.
Yeah, but that's for tow trucks to deal with. We don't know what that does either.
Oh, come on, you can roleplay EMS on that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I want rewards and how to be. Maybe as the EMS, you just
Yeah,
have
fair
to
enough.
get. You just have to get places, and when you get there, you treat them. It's just a mission. So the mission is treat this unwell person.
The vicar's got the toilet brush stuck up his arse again.
You and I remember Vickers very differently.
Yep.
It wasn't the vicar's ass for you, was it?
My vicar just had a massive Lego collection in the Sinclair C5. He was cool.
How did he die?
Sit it in.
Sinclair C5.
18-wheel juggernaut didn't see him in his C5.
To be honest with you, I think the weirdest jobs that I've ever seen have been people in positions of authority. Like,
You can't just stop that
Politicians.
because it doesn't really make any sense. What?
so the weirdest jobs that I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
I heard what you said, but like...
Vicars with random things up their arse.
Right, so speaking as a medical technician, some of the weirdest calls you've been on, not people
Yes.
with jobs, because you made it sound like people who have visiting authority have weird
Yeah,
jobs.
it's a quote of. No, it's because jobs mean something
Jobs,
a bit different
yes.
when you're a responder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could you not say call? What did you do on your
No,
job
because
today?
we don't call them that.
But on your job today, what did you do? I did jobs.
Yes, no one calls them calls.
Well, let's call them calls for the sake of this sentence.
Okay.
You did jobs. Did you dig them up first?
Hey.
There has been one job in the past where we literally had to scrape someone off the kitchen floor.
This is not a funny story. Tell us a funny story.
No, definitely not a funny story. We don't know how long that person had been in that house.
Well, and I can
Things happen
surmise
after time.
they didn't have a cat. After 2 or 3 days of being dead, Mr. Rickens will tuck in.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
How's your cat, Andy?
That's part of it.
They
And
haven't
if
tried to eat any corpses yet.
That's not the normal metric of how good a cat is, but sure.
you expire in a bath and nobody finds you for weeks, you become soup.
Dun.
Super.
Soup of the day.
You see, Jay, while Blood Rose may be an EMT, and I got to hear all that stuff, my ex was going to become a mortician, so I got to hear all that stuff.
I do actually know a mortician in your neck of the woods.
The
That's
thing,
surprising because it's a very, very tiny subset of people, and I happen to know another mortician in this area.
Her name's Megan.
when you say her
No,
area, do
don't
you
know her.
mean county,
okay.
state, country?
Country. like.
Right, country, right, okay,
country. Okay, well that's rather large. You see, I know 2 morticians in this county.
Wait a minute, I also know
That's what I
someone
was
in
trying to
Europe.
think of.
Like,
You're in Texas, aren't you?
no.
Fuck no, California.
Oh,
Just
sorry,
to-
I thought you was in Texas. My
So
bad.
just to rewind, you said that someone will become soup because it's cold. I assume it's gazpacho soup.
Nice.
I remember looking for a guy in a marshland for like 3 weeks, and we found him like 4
Dispatch
months
you,
later.
soup.
Okay.
Just had to get there then. Sorry, Jay, carry on.
Sorry?
Gazpacho
I
soup.
just had to get a pun in there before you went on your shaggy dog. Carry
Oh,
on.
sorry. I said we was looking for a guy in a marshland for 3 weeks, but we found him 4 months later.
Oh, gross.
Well, it was his son that
I think
found
it's
him, not
just
recovered him.
skeletal remains.
No, there was
I'm
still
surprised.
some other remains there.
Look at all this lovely dirt.
Like-
Goodbye, lovely dirt.
Must have been a
Oh,
bit submerged.
the dirt is all gone. What lovely dirt we're getting rid of. Ah.
This has cheered me right up after reading about Ukraine all day.
Oh, don't mention Ukraine, for fuck's sake.
Well,
We'll all
that's-
be in tears.
That's why I'm talking about the
I've had
lovely
a
dirt.
dark enough life that this conversation is just, it's nothing. It's fine.
I
Yeah.
just got a notification from YouTube. We're demonetized for this video because YouTube says, what the fuck?
Seriously?
No, so no.
The YouTube.
There's no live analysis of videos.
Yet.
The thing is, I got a copyright strike on my from playing. The problem is that lots of people put together collections of copyright-free music, which is cool until the people who did the copyright-free music decide to get their music monetized, and then that video, which was fine in the past, is suddenly no longer. Very annoying. Ah, fell off.
Yeah, sorry, I went a bit off tangent there. I forget not everybody's had the same experiences in life, have they?
It's certainly not on my end.
I mean, I spent today on a racetrack. So
It's okay,
no.
Jay. We can discuss that stuff somewhere else.
Yeah, I've got a few subreddits for you.
I can also feedback and say that sleeping in the Tesla was actually superb. And I woke up in the morning and mine was the only vehicle not completely covered in frost because it obviously kept itself warm overnight. So 10 out of 10 would sleep in again.
Hang on, you slept in the Tesla?
Yeah, in camp mode.
Really?
Yeah.
What, do the seats fold flat into a bed or something? Or
Pretty flat. I'm going to get a bespoke mattress for it. I think it's something I will do again. I was really very impressed. But yeah, I was at a campsite, but I don't have a 16 amp commando adapter, so I've ordered one of those now. Because again, I would have made more money back charging the car than the berth would have cost. And it used, I don't know, 2% battery overnight or something.
People have done that in an i3. If you fold down the back seats, like there's a guy saying it's 5'10" and fitted fine, using the back of the front seats as a headrest and feet towards the door, double mattress in there.
My oldest Suzu Trooper it had pretty much a seat mode where all the seats just went flat. It was perfect. It just turned into a giant bed. It was amazing. Used to take that thing out to the beach and then suddenly realize, oh shit, the tide came in.
The bit that was really impressive was the camp mode itself, so you can switch. The car doesn't turn the alarm on. If you walk away, it doesn't lock itself. It will keep the aircon and everything running at the right temperature. So I've slept in cars before, and it's usually unbearably and mind-bogglingly cold at 3 in the morning, and at 6 in the morning when the sun hits, it's incredibly warm. But this was just very pleasant. The weird bit was, because I was at Donington, is I had earplugs in because of the airport, but every so often I felt the Tesla's fans were in and the whole car shake and vibrate. But it wasn't the fans, it was the airplanes flying overhead. But
Right, you can
very
you can
surprised.
you can lock yourself in an i3 with the aircon on, but only if it's on battery, because if it's plugged in, it'll switch off after half an hour.
Yeah.
That's not how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to be the other way around.
It sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? But if you plug it in, yeah, it'll just go to fans instead of aircon.
Yeah. Now this
I'm
was.
sure there's some reason for it.
Yeah, I mean, this was a feature requested of Elon, who went, good idea, and then got someone to put it in, which is amazing. Like, usually manufacturers just go, well, they don't even go, yeah, they don't even respond. But having someone actually going, that's a great idea, with the ability to get it done, genuinely seems
Yeah,
It's
to
been a
for
former
better-
trooper driver.
Yeah, like originally you could use camp mode down to 15% battery, and someone on Twitter was like to Elon, can we have it go down to 5%? And he was like, yeah, okay, we can make it go down to 5%.
Yeah, I was under the impression, but it actually said it will. I think it was at 20% it will turn off for me. And I don't know why, because I thought you could go down lower now, but maybe
Well,
that's-
he said it was.
Maybe it's
he said he put it in as an
adjustable.
option, adjustable.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, that would make sense.
Just
I
so you
basically,
don't strand yourself.
I basically got in, slapped it on, and then went to sleep. But I was also quite impressed, as I've also got access to Disney Plus and everything. I have access to every streaming service in there now, which isn't something I offer by default, but that works rather nicely. But yes, I got to watch a film properly, so I got to watch Star Wars because I turn up much earlier than anybody else. I watched all the good bits of Star Wars, and it's a fantastic theatre sound system inside the car.
Aw, man.
But not 5.1, but I don't think the streams from Disney Plus are 5.1 through that. I'm not even sure the car's a 5.1 decoder, but I would be curious to find out.
So that obviously killed 15 minutes. What did you watch after that?
I watched the Battle of Yavin, and then I watched the pod race, and then I watched the Battle of Naboo and the Duel of the Fates. I watched all the best bits of Star Wars, sort of, and you just skipped all of the talk about trade routes and things.
I was just about to ask if you just went for all the hits.
I just went for all the trade route stuff, absolutely.
So what are people's thoughts on what's going on in Ukraine?
It's bad.
It's World War III.
I
It's a
mean,
war. The whole
well-
world's involved.
Well, I'm very surprised that Italy vetoed removing Russia from the SWIFT system.
Ass.
Yeah, look, I think a few days into World War II, no one knew they were in World War II. That's what worries me.
Well, here's the thing. It's not like traditional war. You've got the whole world, like people in their fucking office, just signing up all the Russian military for spam. You know, it's the whole world is involved.
Apparently, China have gone, actually, we don't really agree with meddling in sovereign states. We think that sovereign states should be able to do stuff.
Yeah, everybody expected that one from them.
Because of Taiwan. So, yeah, there's China absolutely. They've actually said to Russia, we do not support this, we are condemning this. Because people were kind of wondering if China would join in, but they're like, no, we want Taiwan. So if we do this, we definitely want
To actually win.
Yeah, the thing is with this, if all of the sanctions kick off, Russia almost definitely have to capitulate in some way, even if it ends with a fucking coup overthrowing Putin. But I can't really see how this is going to end. I can't see.
I think it's going to be nuclear.
What? Who the fuck would Russia nuke? The Ukraine?
Everybody.
What are you talking about? Russia don't care
No,
about
he's
anybody.
already.
They care
So
about-
he's already said.
They want to reunite Russia. That's what they want. Not to destroy the world. They don't want fucking...
Right.
You mean the USSR?
Yeah, sorry, USSR.
Okay.
Because Finland have also said, actually, we might join NATO. And they've gone, oh, you wouldn't dare. But that would mean that if Russia ever decides to try and get Finland back, that means that they just attacked a NATO country, because Ukraine is not a NATO country. And that is a very different kettle of fish, because that's when you're attacking the club with everybody in it.
So the reason my fault was there is he said that he's going to retaliate. Regardless of what happens, he's going to retaliate in a way never seen before.
Yeah, but something. So, I mean, realistically, the pace of nukes kind of slowed, but the pace of missile defences didn't. As far as I'm aware, the missile defences arms race outran the missile one and has done for a long time. I'm not the expert on that one, but I mean, I don't know what scaremongering fucking sites you've been doom scrolling through, but then that's nothing like any sort of professional analysis I've seen, which have mostly been on the economic sort of things. Most likely, it looks like this is going to end with heavier and heavier sanctions on Russia until basically the Russian people rise up and just overthrow Putin. There's already been entire platoons, I'm not sure what the correct word is, of Russian soldiers surrendering because they're like, we didn't
Really?
know we were we did not know we were coming here. They were told they were coming to free the oppressed Ukrainians who wanted out, not to be blowing up loyalists.
Does this explain the conversation that went on earlier, where there was some woman confronted the Russian army in Ukraine, And
Are
they
you
turned
talking
around
about the one
and
with the sunflower seeds?
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Badass.
no. She was, why the fuck are you in my country? Fuck off, or something like that.
Yeah. No, what she said was, why are you in my country if you're not leaving? And she says, put these sunflower seeds in your pocket, so when you are killed on Ukrainian soil, you at least leave behind a beautiful flower. It's like, that's.
No, there was another one that came out today on Funker. The woman went up to him and was like, "Why the fuck are you in my country? Just fuck off out of here." And he was like, "I'm sorry, we've got exercises in this area. You need to go away. We're on exercise." And she's, "No, you're lying. Get the fuck out."
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that one.
I like the president. He's pretty cool. Did you see the quote from him today with the he's been offered asylum and he says, "I want." I need anti-tank ammo, not a lift.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
It's one of these bits.
Wait,
up
what?
The president of Ukraine turned around and was offered a lift out and was told if he wanted to, they would get him out there to airlift him. And he turned around and went, "I don't want a fucking airlift, I want ammunition."
Yeah. They have.
Oh, nice.
The Ukraine have also banned anyone of fighting age leaving the country, and they are essentially conscripting everyone now. But yeah, I mean, realistically, there's nothing we can do. We are not involved in any way, shape, or form. None of us, well, apart from possibly Tad. Right, we are.
Well, officially.
Time.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you're not directly involved, Tad, or obviously stuff has absolutely changed in that case.
The shit has hit the fan.
Yeah. No, China's decrying of what Russia doing did not stop them having a big dig at the US, going, maybe you shouldn't be fucking invading people, you twats. They're a little bit more diplomatic than that.
So they're trying to turn this into a fucking thing anti-US because Vietnam? What the hell?
No, Afghanistan, Iraq, Yugoslavia.
Yeah,
there's
Vietnam,
a whole
all that
bunch.
stuff.
There's a whole bunch of them where the US have gone in. Sometimes for good intentions, sometimes for oil. I mean, this is why I'm proud to be English, that we have no stain anywhere like this, anywhere on our national history. We are almost entirely blameless as a country. Shh.
Lol.
That's exactly what everybody thinks when they think of England, let me tell you.
Everywhere in the world, every single day, there is at least one place, or every week, I think it's every day, there's someone celebrating freedom from the British. There is not a day in the calendar where there isn't someone doing it.
I reckon another year we'll all be speaking Russian.
I think you massively underestimate how small Russia is on the importance level compared to the States and the and China. Like, Russia used to be on a par with the US, but it has not kept up. It has no GDP, it has no manufacturing, it has quite a small population, it has a lot of soldiers, but not a lot of other stuff. It has a bunch of, ATs tech.
I've seen some of the videos of the soldiers in operations, what they're doing, and the way
they have lots of people. What's the point in that? What's uses lots of people in modern warfare? Very little.
So it's not just that; it's the way that they're operating. So the things that they're doing, the way they're driving the vehicles, the way that there's like 10 of them around the back of a truck trying to work out how to get the fucking tail lift down and things like that. And I'm just sitting there laughing my bollocks off.
Yeah. But
all these kids.
They might have 250,000 soldiers, but they do not have much to back it up. After a while, Russia will run out of money. And unless you think soldiers are going to continue to fight for their country when they're not being paid, because that's...
Well, they just got ejected from SWIFT, so they're pretty fucked right now.
What, did that actually happen?
It just happened.
Did they do it? Did they go through with it?
Oh, fuck yeah.
They've been ejected from SWIFT.
Wow. So that means that every Russian business can no longer properly trade internationally. And at that point, that's where all the businesses start going to,
That's what causes the uprising.
is now the time to buy the Russian ruble or whatever the fuck it's
No,
called.
the ruble is already tanked in an unbelievable way.
No, that's what Jay's talking about. You buy a shit ton of that, and then when it comes back up,
Robux.
But it's like, yeah, it's worth, yeah, Robux is worth substantially more right now.
That's what I mean. Like 1 ruble is worth like a tenth of a penny at the moment.
Yeah.
So if I buy a quid's worth of rubles in about a year's time,
how are you going to do that though?
can I go to the post office and buy them?
But Germany
You have to go to a currency exchange office.
Yeah, they've got those here. Like you just go into a post
that's
office, into a
right.
bureau to change and
That's
buy
right. The
it.
country's not that.
Sorry, Tad, you go into a what?
That wasn't me.
No, sorry, Jay, you go into a
I
what?
was saying.
A post office, a bureau
no,
de change, or
a
whatever
bureau
it's called.
de change, bureau de
Whatever the
change,
fuck it.
bureau de change.
Yeah, I don't speak fucking French.
I can tell. Isabel, we've missed the first slide frame.
Oh my god, is that where it was?
Yes. So apparently, Germany now favours, quote, targeted and functional restrictions.
I'm not being funny. They should be on full restrictions. No internet, no fuck all. Just cut them
Yeah,
off
well,
completely.
no, because cutting off the internet is not what you want to do. You want to have the people in Russia. It's the people do not support this. Cutting them off from the internet is the worst thing. you
Yeah,
can do.
that's true.
I mean, Twitter and Facebook have already been kicked out of Russia. So no, they're not currently off. So Germany are now up. They're up for removing things from Swift, which I thought had to be capitalised, but that's not what the BBC are doing.
They're removing what?
Russia from Swift, but that doesn't appear to have happened yet. So, but Germany are backing it. I think Italy are still outstanding.
The official decision has not yet been formalised, but technical preparations for the adoption and implementation of this have already begun.
Yeah. So that will kick off. They reckon that will take 11,000 banks and financial institutions to use it. But yeah, without that, you can't pay
Start
people.
cleaning it.
You can't pay people on the internet. You can't transfer money internationally.
Banks. It's just
Yeah.
bank transfers.
But it looks like they are going to do it.
Meanwhile, people in Ukraine have to hold out. I mean, there's sort of anecdotal bits of evidence of tanks running out of fuel.
Good job of it.
Yeah, tanks running out of fuel, soldiers running out of food, soldiers running out of morale,
Yeah.
missing home and not knowing why they're there, as you said.
Didn't
Getting
we just send a shitload over there? though?
No, the Russian ones.
Yeah,
Oh no, I meant to Ukraine. Didn't we just send a shitload of aid over to Ukraine?
also plenty of anecdotal evidence of Ukrainians being pretty much up for not giving up
Yes.
and digging their heels in, which I
Fine.
mean, it all paints a picture of it not going quite as swiftly as
Yes.
Putin perhaps anticipated.
So
At
there.
which point it will start to get really drawn out, and then like starting a war is very easy, ending it is difficult. This could run and run.
Let me tell
It's
you.
not good for Putin.
So their Ukrainian nationals are flying back to defend their country from the UK. So people are they're you know it's very different when it is your country you want to defend it, and they've also said they've conscripted everyone of fighting age, and they've just been offering guns to anyone who can shoot. Like it's basically it's Dad's army, but in real life.
You know, what you just described is very similar to what I have been reading as a description of the mentality of Taiwanese
Yep.
people.
Yeah.
Is they're ready to defend. They're ready for war at any moment or something like that.
By the way, if you
They're
get
just
10 minutes,
expecting that's going to happen.
Flying jets over their airspace.
You don't get 10 minutes of what, sorry?
when you get 10 minutes, I highly recommend reading the document that I've just linked, which was academic article written in 1993 by a professor who was saying, no, don't take the nukes out of the Ukraine. Ukraine should have nukes. And a very compelling argument. But the reason it's interesting is because it was written in 1993 and it's really prescient. A damn good read. I learnt loads reading it.
What's the summation of why not? Because that seems like, in retrospect, might have been a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's terrible because terrible idea because that's what sort of acts as a divide between the east and the west.
Yeah.
Well, there's loads of reasons. I'd say it's a really good read. Highly recommend it.
Well, it
Where
me
did
up.
you link that? In the main Discord or direct to DJ?
In the lockdown channel.
Cool.
Will that cheer me up about the current state of affairs?
Probably not.
It might help you understand it better.
But I mean, I'm trying to work out what's going to happen. But I kind of feel that if you start stopping Russian billionaires from being able to make or use or transfer their money, that's the point where one of them just goes off and hires a small private army and has Putin killed. That's where I can't see a solution where Putin backs down in any way. But yeah, it's hitting the people. It's them kicking him out rather than anything else. I did see someone.
Quite interesting to play.
I did see someone holding a sign out that says, "Can we just skip to the part where you shoot yourself in a bunker already, please?"
It's quite interesting to play devil's advocate and just broaden your thinking a bit. So, not saying become a Russian apologist, but why is Putin saying the things that he's saying? If you try and put yourself in his shoes and just imagine as a thought exercise that what he's saying is true, and that he wants to liberate these people in the east of the country, and that Ukraine is the aggressor. Because we don't do that generally. We just pile on and go. We decide straight away. Right, we're with Ukraine. Everything they say is true. Everything Russia says is false.
Yeah, no, we actually went over this on the Live for Speed stream. So a way to think about it is think about that Ireland just invaded Northern Ireland, invaded in order to free them from England, and the United Kingdom. And when you look at it like that way, you're like, yeah. Or Mexico just invaded Texas to help them secede. That is kind of what we're talking about, and it's not that cut and dried. Because there are two bits of the Ukraine that apparently did want to be in Russia, and they're
nothing's cut and dried at all.
Yeah.
The whole thing's layers and layers of complexity, and there's no absolute truths as well. Like we're in this mode of thinking where there's only one truth, and in reality, there's different truths.
Well, I think
he's also been misled a bit. I think some of these advisors have got ulterior motives, and
There are true truths and there are false truths.
I am going to actually disagree with you because you said that there are different truths. I'm going to give you my truth. Who the fuck is just squirting like washing it around? Wash the shit properly. That's a wrong way to wash it, and that's an absolute.
I'm actually following behind Andy, cleaning up after him.
No, that makes sense.
Good about it. I've been cleaning all the trim.
Then you've got to deal with echo chambers and propaganda and all the different methods that you get your version of the truth. And case in point, that little island off the south of Ukraine, that there's Snake Island, is it, where they had a handful of soldiers posted. I'm sure you all saw this bit, right? Russian warship.
Oh yeah, fuck you, Russian
So
warship.
put down your guns.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas the Russian telling of that event was completely the opposite. So what is the truth?
I do very much hope that this leads to essentially the Russian army after a while going, yeah, fuck this shit.
I think they're going to. I don't think they're going to put up with it for long.
Well, we can only hope. But the thing about it's like when you watch a film and after the hero is beaten up and killed a few henchmen, and it's like the rest of them are still running at, and it's like, gee, my God, you must be really highly paid in order to throw yourself against the this overpowered robot killing machine or whatever. After a while, you'd be like, you know what, fuck this. It's not as if they're defending; they are there to do stuff, and I think it was said that no soldier ever wants to kill anyone. Yeah, that's not what you're there for. You're there to help people at some level, and hopefully the Russian army eventually go. You know what? The propaganda was we're here to help Northern Ireland secede from the United Kingdom, but actually that doesn't turn out that is what we're doing. Paraphrasing again. And and so what's going to happen next year then? We've got COVID, World War Three.
Have you noticed that World War Three definitely took the edge off for COVID, and like nobody bothered about COVID anymore?
Well, I mean,
Brexit, Partygate.
So yeah, I mean, who thinks that obviously this whole Russian invasion is just a pretext so Boris Johnson doesn't have to answer any more difficult questions? You thought
I know,
about
I bet
that?
they were
And
like,
it's a possibility.
I bet they were like, yes,
Another move.
bury the Grey Report.
Has anybody else stopped laughing yet?
Oh, there's someone writing rude things on our building. Where's our ladder? I kind of hope we discover aliens because I think that would very much unite us as a species.
Only if we get to fight 'em.
Sounds like it would divide us even further.
Nah.
Because there's going to be somebody who denies it.
No, I mean,
I predict.
proper aliens, like aliens that appear over every major city in the world, like, you know.
They're still going to deny it.
Well-
It's just the trend. It's just
Independence Day, where you
people
can't
are
ignore
being
it.
stupid.
Yeah, like proper aliens.
Oh, an alien war. Oh, that's
Well,
different.
I hope not an alien war.
They're putting a spaceship over every major city in the world. It's a bit of a war play.
Now you say that. So the thing is, Andy, if that happened, how would you know it's not fake? Like, you don't live near a major city. You don't even live near Bath anymore.
I live in a major city.
Yeah, so you'd be. It's definitely real, but yeah, I mean, I'd have to like travel to Birmingham or actually maybe.
No,
Birmingham's-
continue what you were
Birmingham's fairly
saying.
major.
I'd definitely be dead.
Yeah, I'm assuming. Well, no, I mean, you don't want to be near San Francisco. It's the Golden Gate Bridge that aliens hate. We all know that.
Oh, right.
No bridge.
Not Tri-America building.
Nah.
Or the cursed Millennium Tower. Oh my god.
That's beautiful.
Oh, apparently they
Right,
are.
so the White House
repairing
and the
CO2.
Statue of Liberty have to be destroyed.
Yeah. Now, great. Now we're on a list.
I'd like to retract my last sentence.
Well, you weren't on the Litter Speed stream, I don't think, for all of it, because at one point we were transporting several hundred kilograms of dynamite and ammo.
Sorry, what?
And cigarettes.
And cigarettes, yeah, and diamonds. You transport randomly generated materials in Litter Speed, but we were doing dynamite and ammo, and we're delivering to a petrol station instead of a. What are we doing? But then I did like several hundred kilograms of roller skates, so it all balances out. Come on, what it was? It wasn't Independence. Was it Independence Day? The first one, where it says American residents are asked to stop firing their guns at the UFOs.
Yes.
Yes.
It is.
But I'm going to go and see Uncharted tomorrow, charge my car for free, and not think about Ukraine. That's my immediate goal with the situation. They need to optimize some code for them, like, and they pop up a thing on a bulletin board saying we need people who can optimize code. I'll be all over that shit. I'm doing my part, but other than that, that's all I'm really good at. I don't know what that noise means. You just went hot.
Oh my god, these ladders.
It's the noise you make when you want to say something, but you can't say something that you want to say, and
You say I'm not even any good at that? Oh man.
no, not what that noise was for.
I also want to watch Starship Troopers again. Even if it has Denise Richards in it, which annoys me. Oh, shut everybody up. We're all thinking about Denise Richards now, apparently.
Wait, what?
I'm talking about Denise Richards. I hate her.
What about her?
His annoying nose. It really annoys me. It's all sort of cute and perky and turns up at the end. The
So kinda like
she sort of looks like a good-looking spitting image doll.
Cameron dear. Denise Richards was the dark-haired lady from Starship Troopers.
Yeah. Not the awesome one, Diz.
Now, who played her?
In,
Oh my God, I can't
in
remember.
Bond, she was called Christmas. Wasn't she Christmas Jones or something like that?
Yeah. Wasn't she also in something else? Oh my God, I can't remember.
It was Casper Van Dien, Gary Busey, Neil Patrick Harris, Denise Richards, Michael Ironside.
Neil Patrick Harris, don't you mean Nigel Patrick Harris?
No, it was Neil Patrick Harris.
Who the fuck is Nigel Patrick Harris?
I don't know, maybe I've got it wrong.
Well, who is Nigel Patrick Harris?
Gay bloke, activist, actor, big over in America.
Can you name anything he was
No,
in rather than just tell me he's gay? Because that doesn't
Neil
narrow it
Patrick
down.
Harris.
You mean Doogie Howser?
He was in a Marvel film. He played what's his name in the new Matrix film.
No, you can't say what's it. You're telling us.
The psychiatrist in the new Matrix film.
Neil Patrick
Harris.
Okay, not Nigel.
Yes, Doogie Howser, Dr. Horrible.
Doctor's Horrible. Doctor say Doctor Strange, but that's something else. Hold on.
Gollum? Where's Gollum?
I've just accidentally opened the Eden New Dawn reports page. We only ever had 5 bugs reported, all of which was test reports. Diz Starship Troopers was played by Dina Meyer. Also, she was in Dragonheart and Johnny Mnemonic.
That's where I saw her, Johnny Mnemonic. Okay.
I highly recommend checking out absolutely none of the Starship Troopers sequels. The second one is particularly special.
Oh, come on. They're all
Awful.
interesting.
So the second one didn't even have
if you
any
don't
new
pay
CG.
attention to the religious overtones, it's pretty good.
Well, the second one didn't even have any new CGI. It was all reused footage from the first one. Now, the Starship Troopers TV show, which was all CGI, was absolutely excellent. That one was really good. At very reboot levels of CGI. No, reboot? Yeah, it was reboot, wasn't it?
Well, that was generous.
What was?
Half the roof was filthy and it just
That's
pinged
me.
and...
Stop drawing boobs.
Wait till you see this the replay.
You shall not monetize here.
There is much good boobies.
Yeah, but Jay, your character shows up in the replay, so we're all going to know who drew it.
This one wasn't me.
Methinks the lady doth protest too much. Hey, old lady.
I love this new pressure washer. It's so fast.
Really large football.
Which one have you got?
The second one, the £2,000 one.
All right. Third one.
Oh, blinding.
I did have a quick go at the challenge modes, but unfortunately we can't do this multiplayer, which I think is a mistake. I think they should have leaderboards for all the different numbers of players. And various cosmetic unlocks if you achieve them. Then I might actually bother. Hey Rob!
Kiev braced for incoming missile attacks.
I was talking about you tonight. Today.
Yeah, they've been getting missiled the whole time.
Woohoo!
Hey.
I love the silence.
Incoming missiles expected within minutes.
Oh shit, really?
To where?
Well, I assume.
Kiev.
Yeah, I assume not, Europe. Or I probably have received a text message on my phone by now going, fill your bath with water, or whatever it is, the advice is.
Hello.
Hello?
I don't think they would actually let us know if there was an imminent attack coming that would wipe us out. I think it'd be screw the mass panic. We're not going to do that. We're just going to sit here and let it happen. Screw it.
I suspect that we're still adopting the Cold War protocols that we've had and never wound down. And then there was the 7-minute warning, wasn't there? ICBM's coming.
I would suspect, by the way, we would get a text message because part of the goal of the UK government is to have us survive. So they would want as many people to survive the initial attack as possible, and part of that is by making sure that all the UK citizens, get to cover. So there's more of us left over.
Yeah, I think you probably want a small warning. Otherwise, you might be like, "Oh, I just took a picture with the flash on, and the entire sky lit up."
So are we going to? So Rob, you've just played this for the first time. You really want to unlock one thing, which is the turbo nozzle.
Right. I really want to unlock playing this on my horizontal screen, not my vertical screen.
That would also be good. But what we'll do is we'll come in. Well, one of us will come in and briefly help you unlock that nozzle. It's not expensive. It's $25 or some such.
I'm dropping out anyway, so you've got your 6.
Awesome.
I'm off to bed. So.
Okie dokie. Please love your cat for me and tell her that I love her and she should come visit.
I will certainly let her know.
And let your girlfriend know. I hope she's all right as well.
Okay.
Mostly the cat.
All right, will do.
Thank you.
All right, catch you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Yep.
So yeah,
So do I want to do some career mode until I can join you?
You can join us, but you do want to do one thing first, and we'll. I'll very briefly just join for I don't know. It takes about a minute or something. But yeah, if you just start single player, do the only level you can do.
Clean the van.
Clean the van.
Are you hosting, Adam, or someone else?
I am hosting.
Would it be better off someone else joining?
Yeah.
Maybe someone with a level 3?
No,
or
you can't. You're stuck with the gear. I mean, if Rob, when you're in, press escape, hit co-op host. I mean, it's me if you want to go and just quickly help Rob get the whatever it is money to unlock the turbo nozzle.
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
I think it's like $25. I think you only need to wash one panel or some.
Yeah, you don't need to do much, but yeah, you need to do some.
It does make a difference.
Going to be pressure washing
Who am
my
I
car
joining?
tomorrow, so this is good practice.
You attack. You're pressure washing your what tomorrow?
My car.
Oh, okay.
I'll bring mine up for you as well if you like.
It's good practice.
Are you snow foaming it or just pressure washing it?
Well, my snow foam thing doesn't fit on my bloody pressure washer, so not snow foaming it, which is annoying.
I cleaned my car and then I went to the racetrack and now my car's dirty again.
Rob, you're going to have to turn on the co-op.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yes. It's a little toggle on the left-hand upper.
Yeah, press escape
It
and then
is.
click on the.
Are we friends? Yes, we are friends. Yeah, you should be in now.
Ah, friends. This is just turned into boob hunting simulator now.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I just have to just clean all the boobs.
Is that a
I
game?
100% blame Jay.
I mean, I could
No.
repurpose the game that I've been working. I could just write boob washing simulator. There's just a pair of physically simulated dirty boobs, and you just hose them down until they're clean. I proceed to generate the boobs. Done.
Now, are we talking about the avian variety?
No.
VR support, multiplayer.
VR support a given, multiplayer a given, absolutely.
But can you imagine a bird? Or, yeah, a bird
Can you imagine
cleaning?
pressure washing a bird? Yes, I think I get banned off Steam.
I can't see there being many feathers left.
I don't know. You could pressure wash an ostrich.
So you could do pressure wash simulator bird deep bird plucking edition.
Isn't that how they get the meat off, the final bits of the meat off
Yeah.
animals anyway?
Yes. That I thought that was Steam, but anyway, yeah. Mechanically reclaimed meat it's referred to as.
But they don't start that way. You don't like pig walks into a trap and then you start spraying it till it disintegrates.
Yes. You don't just start with a live cow and then just turn the pressure water on it until it stops struggling.
Well,
There's probably some horrific automated machine that does most of it these days. Just computer-controlled laser vision.
I have worked in one of those factories. For the majority part of it, they are disjointed manually.
I mean, you're envisioning something like Goldfinger's laser, but for cutting cows into bits.
Yeah.
That would be nice. I mean, some of it's very automated. I don't know if you remember at the height of COVID, that one of the biggest pork processing plants had to shut down because of COVID, and they deal with 150,000 pigs a day. Like, the scale is just mind-boggling. And the problem is, if you're shut for 10 days, that's 1.5 million pigs that no one had planned to feed. And every day you're shut, more and more and more are already organised via logistics to turn up. It's just unbelievable scale.
And yet you can still only get a McRib for part of the year.
I think I've had a McRib.
What?
Well, that is right. I have $42. Is that enough?
I don't. If you press escape in the top, you can go to the shop and see. So you want the turbo nozzle for the whatever your pressure washer is. I forgot the name of that.
What is my pressure washer?
The 1500, I think?
1500.
Maybe. I don't know.
So we need the ladder down the bottom to do the shitty bits underneath there.
Yeah. Let me.
When you're done with that,
There you go. You can take that now.
I suppose it helps if I push the right button, doesn't it?
Excuse me.
Left.
Excuse me again. Got a tickly nose. So Rob, I camped in the Tesla last night, which was all right.
Yeah.
The best
Nice
nice
and warm.
Well, it stayed at the temperature I told it to. But yeah, that was quite good. And it's nice and quiet to the double glazing. But I did also have earplugs. But every time, because I'm next to Donington Airport, every time a plane flew over, the whole car vibrated.
Well, that's not a matter of the car. That's a matter of your camping location.
Yes, roll on electric airplanes, sooner the better. Which is soon. There, I think there is some going into production already, and that will radically change.
Rolls-Royce has been on it for a minute now.
So it's not full electric, because that does not work. The numbers just don't work on that. But it means that your plane takes off under electric power, and this is almost silent. It's very, very quiet compared to what we've got. And then it switches on the jet engines when it's up high, when you can't hear it. And then it recharges the batteries for landing and the next takeoff. And that's awesome tech, and I look forward to that because the noise of airplanes annoys me.
Right, so do I want to join you guys now?
Yes.
Thanks, Ismail.
Also,
Yep.
I'd like to point out I'm annoyed again at the Tesla's reversing noise, and most of them because I watched, as I said, I watched Star Wars on Disney Plus in my Tesla, and I realised that all of our electric cars could have sounded like the vehicles from the pod race sequence. How awesome would that have been? No, we've got woo, 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 woo instead.
I love how Chris cut that
Yeah,
out.
fortunately, Chris didn't want to hear that.
Sorry.
You're like, what have we got? We've got.
There you go. I hope you got that. I like Chris going, that's not a real word. That's not you. That's not you talking. Unfortunately, Rob, you don't earn anything in multiplayer. It's purely for the shits and giggles, which is annoying.
I see. How do I
Yes.
climb a ladder?
Very
You
carefully.
just walk up it
Yeah.
One step at a time.
very carefully.
Yeah, 'cause
Don't go left or right. Just go forward.
It's a bit rubbish.
They're gonna fix it soon.
Yeah, there's a major patch of this on Wednesday. I genuinely have to give them 10 out of 10 for the networking. I say, given that this has only had one patch with networking in it, and they added it in after launch, I think they've overall done a superb job. And I meant to have a look actually at not at the source.
Well,
code.
they had to disable the gnomes as well.
Well, that's fine.
They're fixing that too.
So the Steamworks substance.
Oh yeah, they can't let this game go without the gnomes.
Oh, shipped plugins with this game. Audio plugin Ocular
what?
Spatializer.dll.
So it's there.
OVR,
Oh my god.
OVR Lipsync.dll.
Oh, this is just mean.
Oh.
What are
Compilation
you looking at?
defines. I'm looking at PowerWash Simulator's data. Included compilation defines XR, VR, and XR. So even if they don't, it should be trivial to add VR support because they shipped all of the necessary stuff to turn it on.
Well, someone's tried it with Vortex, but the immediate problem they had was that the gun is stuck to your face, not your hands.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it looks like it should
Brilliant.
be possible because the we did it. Because they've shipped with all the necessary integration. But that probably means it's coming. That's quite likely. Rob and everyone, if you press escape, you don't need to watch the whole thing if you were here. You just get to see the bit you're on.
I mean, they'd be nuts not to because I'm sure they'll sell more copies. Like because then all the VR folks would pile on that haven't already got it.
I can literally destroy everything.
I mean, although I think this is a brilliant game and I've enjoyed it loads, I would happily play through the whole thing again in VR.
Yes, however,
Happily,
if you then
I would
spend,
happily just delete my save and just start over.
right, but if you then spend the day cleaning things in VR,
You
you'd
do that
feel
right now
even
anyway.
worse about the fact that you're not cleaning the house.
Well, I did clean my car yesterday before I went to the racetrack, so I'm good. It was filthy by the time I got there, and then I had
Which
to park in
is
the
your
field.
house now.
Yeah, I think I can't really pressure wash my house. I've
I know it's
checked.
filthy now, and now you gotta clean it again.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah, it's a constant battle. It is at the minute because obviously it's the winter, so we're salting the roads.
no. Oh gods, I hate that.
Yeah.
That's why my rocker panels are gone.
Yes, I will give the car a rinse tomorrow before I go to the cinema. Rob, I don't know if it applies to your particular lifestyle, but there are plenty of pod point chargers out there that are free, and you can see them in the app. So my local cinema has pod point chargers, and last time I went I got 4 hours of 7 kilowatt charging for free, which is pretty much the cost of a cinema ticket.
That seems like a good deal, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, they want me to go to that place, not somewhere else. The arcade also has free charging, which is fantastic too. To the point where one of the techs doesn't ever pay to charge his car. He only charges for free at his work.
Yeah, I expect it to all change quite a bit in a month or so when the price caps go up.
Well, I assume that the shopping centre is paying for it because they're trying to encourage people to go to that shopping centre, not another one. Because if I had a choice between two shopping centres, because they're all the fucking same, and one has free electric car charging and one doesn't, well, I know which one I'm going to go to.
Doesn't Sainsbury's have free charging?
Yes, but they don't have a cinema, quite importantly.
One near me does.
Sainsbury's.
Yeah, it's right next door to Sainsbury's.
So you want to park in the Sainsbury's car park without being a Sainsbury's customer? That's illegal.
No, I go and do my shopping in Sainsbury's
And then go
for
to
the cinema.
They usually, supermarkets usually have quite limited time, 2 hours or whatever. But yeah, lots of places are doing it. It's just that if you've not done it, it's worth looking into. But hopefully, what does come out of this whole Russian thing, which is something that the UK government have actually been very good at, is reducing our reliance on foreign gas and oil as much as possible.
Well, we sold all ours off, didn't we? Our North Sea gas and all that.
No. Well,
Didn't we? I'm sure we did.
British Petroleum. But last year, we made 20% of our electricity from wind. And I see people try and face this as a negative, but let's face it another way. If we build 4 times as many wind turbines as we have, we don't need any nuclear. We don't need any coal. We don't need any fucking solar or hydro or anything. We're almost there, which is astounding and brilliant. So, if I was the UK government, I would set up a nationalised company that just makes wind turbines just for the UK, just in order to utilise the North Sea shelf as much as possible to get ourselves off of relying on other countries for our energy. Because as we have seen over the last few days, that's a stupid idea.
Sorry, did you Google the North Sea gas thing?
No, I've just what do you mean we've sold off the North Sea? Like what? To whom?
No, the North Sea gas. I think it was BP or whoever it was sold it.
It was Shell.
Yeah.
Oh, sold it? I don't know. I know Shell was doing a lot of work in the North Sea, though.
Well, yeah.
Like they had the Troll A platform. That thing was big.
I'm pretty sure we allowed someone else to take the resources
that's not the point.
from
The point is to get off of fossil fuels entirely, or as much as possible, and get on to renewables. But we are in we were the world leader in wind turbine energy to the beginning of last year when China overtook us, and I think we're still number 2, which is actually shocking for such a tiny island because we are very well positioned for wind power, and the sooner that we get on with that, the better. So I'm hoping that's one small benefit that comes out of the Ukraine thing, is us getting off of Russia's oil and gas.
Just a tiny island that happens to maintain world relevance through all of this time is an incredible feat.
Can I borrow you for a sec, please?
We've just been around a long time.
Yeah.
Come with me.
All the banks that live there.
Yeah, also all time is relative to England.
Just stand right in the middle. Just stand here, right against the wall. Alright, don't move.
Actually, man, Rob, spray a really wide nozzle around me.
Oh, you jumped.
Rob, stand in front of me, spray a wide nozzle around me. What shape does it make?
Okay, and look what you've done.
Brilliant.
Fuck off.
See this?
All right.
Did that work?
No, it's like a sort of capsule shape, like a lozenge.
It's the standard Unity capsule shape.
box.
Oh,
Alright.
sad face. Yeah, I worked out what you were doing. I was like, oh, that's a brilliant idea, but yeah, it's disappointing. Anyway, I was doing the wall.
Oh, I see.
But my point was regarding the wind energy is that we are astoundingly and amazingly close for our energy requirements coming off renewable fossil fuels entirely. Being within 20% of our goal is incredible and amazing, and the sooner the better. Boston heat pump. What? I turned my back for 5 minutes and this building's nearly done.
Sounds like you're complaining about that.
I know.
Well, it's not. It's not even half done.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. It's 48%.
No, it isn't.
It's 48% complete.
God damn it, hurry up and change, stupid dialogue. I was hoping it would flip over. As I said, no, it isn't. But,
I know. I was hoping it would.
but no. I do still think that the game should run the pad vibration flat out, just like a real pressure washer.
If your hands aren't numb, you're not really having fun.
Sorry.
It's a terrible rhyme, but it kind of makes you think.
Have there ever been any mice with force feedback? No, not for, like vibration, because there was a haptic mouse, and you could, like many years ago, and it could put resistance when you tried to like drag something around on your desktop and stuff. But just like vibrating for games, or even have there been any haptic mice with non-moving buttons? Nobody knows.
Nope.
Just need trans vibrator support.
For this.
Yeah.
Well, I do have. I mean, I've got a much more advanced version of the same thing. I do have a base transducer, so I could just hook that up to the game.
No, my transducer's plugged in. I'm just not feeling anything. It's not producing the right tones.
I need to change the crossover, so you're just getting... Because it's white noise, it's got plenty of bass in it.
I've got all the dials turned up. I'm going to put the crossover back at 110.
You also want the nozzle rather than the yeah, I don't want the nozzle. You want the jet rather than the spray. There's definite bass in that one. I'm not using the right words. You want the jet rather than the
Fan.
Oh, I see.
Fan.
Yes, that one's got way more thunder to it.
I'm disappointed.
That's what she said.
I'm disappointed at the capsule collider, by the way.
Wait, what?
The shape of the player collision is a very, very...
Yeah.
I did do a bit more work on my game. I added the concept in of things that you must not let catch fire. So I'll put 20 of them on the level, and each one that you let catch fire, you lose 5% of your rating.
That's a bit arsehole-ish, isn't it?
Why?
20 items at 5% each is
It's
going to be
100%.
like... Yeah.
So, let me get this straight. In a game where you have to save 20 items, if you save none of them, what do you think the score should be that you get?
Yeah.
I'll give you a clue. 0.
But what if we like seeing shit done?
Well, you get a participation award, but it's still 0%.
No, that's what I mean, is there like a prize for getting 0%?
I will put in an achievement just for you. If you get 0 score or level, you'll get the achievement, and I'll call it Some Men Just Want to Watch the World Burn. In fact, I'm going to make a note of that in Trello, because that's awesome.
Men?
Isn't that the phrase? Some men just want to watch.
Well, these days it should be more inclusive.
No, because I'm quoting. It is a quote. That's like saying to go
should change the
boldly when no
quotation
man
to
has
make
gone
it-
before. You don't make it right, you keep it wrong. I can't misquote. Ugh.
Why
That's just like saying it was a different time.
It was in the morning.
I can't remember who said it. Was it Harvey Dent? Been too long since I've
No,
seen
it was Alfred.
Ah, yes, that was it. Have you seen the Tangerine
Well,
Michael
I'm retconning
Caine.
it.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine is awesome.
And if you want to remind of an old meme, have you guys seen the Tangerine video?
She was only 16.
On yours.
Oh, that's amazing. I just went up to a window and saw a tiny bit of dirt that was left and got it, and the whole window flushed. So I get to feel good about someone else's hard work.
Last hitting in this game, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, exactly. But then, to be fair, the other person had gone off, left it for me.
Yeah, that's what last hitters always say.
I thought you'd finished. Oh, this bit of roof is so steep that I'm just sliding down it very slowly at exactly the right speed.
Oh, maybe I can help. I can push you upwards with the... No.
Just be careful, please. I'm wearing very thin overalls.
Mrr.
The question would be why.
To keep himself dry?
So I can move my limbs.
Are they not coveralls rather than overalls?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, they are coveralls. What's the difference apart from the spelling?
Well, one doesn't cover everything.
What overalls then? What overall?
Esmir can
Yeah.
work on that one, seeing as you as an engineer in the army, you've got more understanding of that.
Of what?
Overalls and coveralls.
Overalls is just kind of a generic term. It's a piece of clothing that civilians wear as sort of a work farm thing. Covers your pants and lower torso.
Whereas coveralls
And
would
have
cover
built-in
everything.
suspenders.
Yeah.
And coveralls is just, it covers your whole fucking body.
Right, but at the time we were talking about giving me an enema, so waterproof. They're both waterproof leggings. So I stand by my original phrase. I think it's fine.
I've always understood overalls to generally be made out of denim.
Well, it can be. All right, let's have a define overalls.
That's why I use general.
Noun plural. 1, a kind of loose trousers worn over others to protect them from soiling. 2, waterproof leggings. I'll go with 2 then.
But you're not
For my
wearing...
purposes.
Well, you are wearing 2, but you're also wearing a top to go with it. Whereas a coverall would
Yeah,
be...
but you weren't spraying that because you were below me. You see?
I was aiming for your head, so...
I was aiming for your head as well.
Which one?
You were aiming at my head with a pressure washer to make what I said about my trousers retroactively incorrect.
No,
This is a silly discussion.
No, I was aiming at your head with a pressure washer to try and push you back up the roof.
Oh dear.
I
I hope the
cannot
fox
see.
comes back to my garden tomorrow. That was the best thing that happened
Because
today.
it's more fun if you couldn't see.
Did
I
you
can't
consider
do the
giving the
on the
fox
roof.
like adopting it as a pet?
Well, like I said, it's one half of a couple that are very often in the back garden. Although she sat there all day today sunbathing with our pet rabbit
What's that?
in the lounge, watching through the glass, looking at each other.
Where's the ladder?
Yes, it does rather.
We have scaffolding, right? But you guys are standing where the scaffolding has to go. Jay, Esme, if you just shove over.
There's literally like
Not 1%, yes. And you need to go above the window and spray downwards.
yay, the roof pinged.
There you go. See, we've got to do that. There we go. All about the angle. Careful, Rob. Oh, we've lost Rob. He's just fallen off. What? Oh no, Rob's left the level. What did you do? Oh no, Rob's back. That was just.
What are you talking about?
No, we just.
Serious?
It was just a ping spike from you, Rob. So you just sort of teleported away, but then you came back.
Weird.
Apparently the outside wall, the gate, and all the furniture is part of this as well.
Oh, I missed a little bit the outside wall. I'm so sorry. I need to go around in this direction.
Top all the way round.
Yeah, no, I went all the way around in one direction, but not the other.
I'm sorry, so your skills are just absolutely terrible. There's your P45.
This is my job. I'm in charge. I can sack you. You can't sack me. Ah.
I'll call a vote on that one.
You're going to call a vote on kicking me out of my server. This is not going to go well for you. It's like voting to kick the ops in IRC. I had a thought earlier. So we use terms like block and kick. Now, you would say the phrase kicking someone out of the football team, for example. But I was trying to work out where block would be used apart from, in fighting. Like, does block have any other sort of use? Or was it purely someone came up with it? I would assume for IRC. And it's now a term we would generally understand.
Block someone from entering, block the way.
Yeah, but like if I blocked you nowadays, like that has a specific meaning. I cease all forms of contact with you. But I don't think that is a phrase that has any meaning outside of.
Well, if you block someone's access to something,
right? But that's
i.e., he was blocking my access to the pressure washer.
Yeah, but that's not the same.
I'm not really following you either. Like. The word block is used in.
It's still valid. It's just non-specific.
But I mean, I'm just thinking because you would say I kicked him from the server or I kicked him from the football team. But if you said I blocked someone and you're not currently an American football or rugby player, I don't think it has any meaning.
Well, you block someone for your fencing or any kind of combat sport like that as well.
Yeah, but sure, but that is not anything like. Forcibly ceasing all communication with someone. I found the last bit. It's just, get used to
blocking someone's way.
I love the action replay. That's my favourite bit of the whole game, I think. That and the washing. As I said, you can press escape. You don't need to wait for it to download.
Is it you that's making us watch it every time?
No. You don't have to watch it. I don't care if you watch it.
That's okay. I'm just going to sit here and push you lot around the.
I don't.
Oh, Destiny is already doing it.
I don't care if you shove AA batteries down your fucking knob end.
Hey, what? Hey.
Which part didn't you get about that?
That sounds painful.
Yes. And I don't care if you do it.
I didn't actually hear what was said.
I was very good. I didn't use the usual somewhat racially charged phrase I would use for that particular piece of your anatomy. But me, I'm growing as a person. I'm just going to park myself here and go and grab a drink. Please wash amongst yourselves. You might need the Twizzly knob, Rob.
Is it Esme or Esme? Me.
It doesn't matter. I'll answer to all of them.
Oh, okay.
What won't you answer to?
Quite a lot of things.
Okay, so what's the middle ground? What's close to Esme or Esme that you like? Where's the line? Like where do you stop responding?
Oi.
When it becomes unrecognisable.
Right, but what if you knew that someone was having a stab at your name, but it was just wrong enough that you chose not to respond because it wasn't close enough to either of those two?
Esma? Ism?
Ah, I've returned.
No, I'll have to draw the line at is.
Yeah. Anyway, I'd respond
Include
to
or
that. Anyway.
exclude it?
But Rob, I tried to show last night how impressed I was with the Tesla self-driving, so I engaged it, and it promptly sped up and then swerved towards a parked car and accelerated. Have you had that happen?
I have not had that happen.
Where it feels like it's on a collision course with the parked vehicle, but if I had left it another second or so, it probably would have changed its mind, but I wasn't quite prepared to trust it that far.
No, I haven't had that. I've had it where I was driving down between two rows of parked cars, and then all of a sudden the autopilot just decided to brake aggressively because it wasn't the autopilot, it was just the collision alert. It said, collision, there's a parked car there. I know, there's 20 of them.
Yeah, I know.
And I can't turn the early collision warning off. I can turn it off, and then next time I come back, it's turned it back on again.
I know exactly what the issue is with the Tesla's detections of stuff to the side. You can see it. The left-hand camera is clearly set up wrong, and stuff kind of warps and wobbles. Because I was driving beside a parked car, and again, the car slammed the brakes on, and I glanced down at the screen, and the virtual display of the car had teleported inside my car, and then the car had panicked. But in this case, I said...
Because they haven't swapped it from the left-hand drive version.
No, it's because they basically stopped development of the self-driving stack that we've got, because the new one comes next month. So that's this. My one is now out of date and defunct, and the patch will arrive soon. But yeah, the Tesla genuinely felt like it was about to slam me into a car. I mean, I was still probably 2 seconds away from hitting it, so I suspect it would have gone, I don't know, this is a silly thing, in short order, but I wasn't quite prepared to test that assumption with my car.
No, that would be nerve-wracking.
I'll see if I can find a YouTube video of it. The problem is, I've kind of seen videos of it before, but people always grab the controls at the last moment. But I want someone not to grab the control.
Whoa.
I'm pretty sure the Tesla will not drive into another car. It would sooner slam on 1 inch away going, ah!
Do you mean like the guy with the gates that the cameras didn't see?
Guy with the gates the cameras didn't see.
Yeah, the Tesla didn't see the gates in the middle of the road and just carried on driving straight towards them.
What sort of gates? No. What do you mean by gates in the middle of the road?
Like these gates here in front of this house.
Ah.
But they was going onto a private estate.
They probably should not have been using autopilot.
I don't know about that, but I remember early on with Tesla autonomous driving, there was a car that decapitated the driver, or nearly did, because there was a lorry with a flatbed, and the camera didn't see the thin edge of the, because it was at the level of the bed.
You'd
Didn't
be
see
very-
the edge of it.
So why do you
wait,
expect a human to see that then?
You need to be very specific on that one, by the way, Azar, because the lorry had illegally removed the bit you're supposed to have dangling down from the flatbed to make it visible, to save weight. You're supposed to have a big sort of.
Well, I don't need
Yeah.
to because I'm not trying to defend anything.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that someone
Yes.
was relying on it and it didn't save them.
And
Yeah.
and my point remains. What's to say that a human would have seen it?
Yeah, that's why those things are there. We also have to assume the guy wasn't paying
I don't know,
any
but I
attention.
suppose
Yeah.
I suppose all the other drivers who weren't relying on their car to drive them
It
did
is
smack
very
into it and then.
presumptive to assume
Yeah.
that a human
Yeah.
would see it.
Yeah, I mean.
No, I'm not doing. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that it was the car that was driving itself that went into it, not
Yeah.
any of the much more popular cars being driven by humans.
Yes,
That's all.
Yeah, no, I mean that lorry, he did an illegal U-turn, I think, just like right in front of him, and right across the intersection. Didn't have the safety guards that it legally supposed to, and then killed that poor bloke.
Anyway, that wasn't really my point. My
You
point
should have
was
thanked
that
them.
was quite a while ago, and
Yeah.
that was hopefully might fare better now.
I would
That was
I would
an
hope
early
so.
smell.
I mean, if anything, it's veering a bit too much on the side of caution, which why I was quite surprised when it tried to murder me last night.
What is the Mitsubishi EV, the four-wheel drive Mitsubishi thing?
CX four-wheel drive.
Yeah,
CX-30, I think it is.
big bastard.
It's not that big. It's a CX-30.
No, it's an off-road vehicle. It's literally got a winch on the front bit.
There's no electric off-road vehicles at all, I don't believe. Unless you count the original. You don't mean...
Seacam has just taken
Oh, sorry, did you
charge of two.
Did you say Mitsubishi?
It's definitely Mitsubishi.
Yes, there's a FEV. They've only got a FEV. Mitsubishi don't have any electric cars.
No, these are electric. They're on
It's a
trial
FEV.
with
It's
Seacam.
It's a FEV. It's the Outlander. But it's not a BEV. It's a FEV. It's not an electric car. It's a petrol car with a battery.
Oh, okay, that would explain the charging. Like,
Oh. Spares are dirty.
It's a plug-in one though. Yeah. It's awful as well. But test drove one, hated it. Great big thing with far less interior space.
Seacam have just taken charge of two of them, and everybody that's driven them so far have said they're fucking shit.
I don't know why they're testing it though. It's exactly the same as the non-FEV version. It just is slightly better at pulling away from lights. It's about the only difference from it.
No idea.
Fence railings.
Wall base.
War base is behind the fence
Much
somewhere.
more base.
Come on, give me the glow. Rob, you found the ping button.
No?
Press tab if you're on keyboard and mouse. Oh, actually, there's no point now. Press tab when we go on to the next level. Hey.
Well, there's no point doing it straight away.
Well, yeah, it is, because it just shows you the monumental task you have coming up.
Do it at some point in the middle, Rob, to find out where the dirt is remaining.
Yeah.
Dirty. Oh, let's do the carousel. Let's do the Ferris wheel. Why are you laughing?
Damn it! I was trying to shut them down the street.
I would still like it that when you press tab, that it also illuminates in a different colour things that are finished,
Yes. Or they went dark.
or maybe
something.
just an outline, or an outline around the piece that has got stuff remaining on it, because it can be quite hard to track down a tiny bit of orange sometimes.
What the hell is that noise, and why am I timing it?
I appear to be stuck on the loading screen.
Oh no!
Wow, that is quite horrible.
Let me just rerun. Don't worry, you won't hear it over the swoosh.
Arcus is playing Power Washing Simulator.
No, he's not.
Yes.
So what is the noise?
You need to quit and rejoin. There we go. It just didn't get to the loading dirt bit, just went. Okay.
So why did it send sound from my room when I've got sound turned off?
You don't have sound turned off. Yep, okay, the game is up. I will come back from my OP pressure washer. There we go. There's Esmir. Esmir, I don't know if you've noticed, by the way, if you can see my character, when I choose the wibbly wobbly nozzle, if I can just work out what button to press, there we go. When I choose
The long wibbly bobbly.
the long wheel, it vibrates even when you're not shooting. It just makes it look like you're just holding just a massive weird dildo constantly.
What?
Or a paint stirrer, if you prefer.
Jesus.
I forgot, you attack?
I thought I'd go earn some money. I'll be back in a minute.
There's nothing you can buy for a long time. The wibbly wobbly nozzle is the only thing you need to wash everything in the game, though.
Oh, okay.
This particular level is more of a surface area challenge. That does have some very difficult rusty bits. But the important thing is, as I said to Max, worry about the... I would, for you, I would put up the widest nozzle and give everything a once-over, because you can do the vast majority of it, and that means that there's less for us to do with the more powerful nozzles, because we're only worrying about the bits you can't do. That means we have to use a wider jet.
Okay.
And the wider jets, they won't do graffiti, but they will do mud.
Loose mud, grime.
The yellow one does do graffiti on the second power washer thing.
Yeah, but only at close range. My point is that Rob can use the first pressure washer in the game with the big nozzle and get rid of a vast amount of the dirt. So we are only doing the graffiti rather than the graffiti and the dirt. Whereas if you try
Are you
and...
still waiting for people to connect?
I'm waiting for Rob. Rob! Here we
I'll
go.
go
There
grab my 7D.
Downloading dirt. This may take several minutes.
Then I shall stop spraying. Yeah, if we're continuing to spray, you slow down. I don't know why for some reason there.
I'm sure that's going to get better in future versions. I expect that message about this may take several minutes to go, because that is frankly embarrassing.
Well, this may take... It probably says this may take several minutes for you, Tad, but they edited the message down so it didn't seem so personal.
Oh yeah.
Are you at home, Rob? Because your internet should have got you in a couple... So, oh yeah, there you're in.
No, man.
Hacker voice.
So it is possible to get onto the star and stay on the star and then hop between sections. So you're on the inside of it.
Yes. That's the first time I did it like that. It was fun.
Rob, if you press tab now, you'll see what
Not
it
very
does.
effective.
Yes, I saw tab.
Yeah, the green nozzle will get graffiti, but the does that one get it? I can't tell. No, the white one doesn't.
The white one's sort of like the jet wash you get in Tesco's. That they charge you £3 for.
Wait, Tesco's have those?
Yeah, we have pressure washers in supermarkets in the UK. In the US,
Oh, man.
car washing is a major business. That's what Todd does. He does car washing stuff. So you can get, for example, subscriptions to car washes. So you can use the car wash.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a thing over here at all.
But I mean, there's a lot of self-service places for that, though.
Yeah, but the concept of a
Or
subscription,
hands-free.
a subscription car wash where you can use the car wash as often as you like each month for a subscription is just A, awesome, and B, completely alien.
There are a couple here. There's one up the road from me next to Burger King. I can't remember the name of it now.
But these are major
do like-
chains in the US doing these. It's not like the
Yeah.
UK where it's people who just bought an old forecourt. It's a major business.
We
And-
at least have a couple of them that have at least Britishish names, like Quick Quack.
Quick Quack.
It's
Oh, yeah,
that
very
British-ish.
Quick Quack.
Yeah, very, very British.
I understand British businesses to be more inclined to use puns.
Quick quack.
Yeah, I don't get it.
How is that a pun?
Can you get your duck wash there?
I'm not saying that it's a pun. I'm saying it's a silly sounding name.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we do have a photography chain called Snappy Snaps.
There is
Sorry,
a
what?
Reddit
Snappy
dedicated to portraying British companies that have decided to use a play on words for their business name.
Yeah, in the UK, that's usually limited to hairdressers and fish and chip shops. For example, a hairdresser called A Cut Above the Rest, maybe.
The majority
and
of the posts there are that.
and the fish and chip shop, there's one near me called Frying Nemo.
Our local fish and chip shop is called the Codfather. And I've seen a hairdresser's called Curl Up and Die, which I like.
DYE, just
a
for
very close
clarification.
relative of mine, a carpenter, was known for many years in London as the Hippie Chippy.
I like it.
See, and I've been trying to explain to Flutterer that this is just a thing that happens in Britain. You got these wonderful business names.
But it's all. Actually, no, I tell you, it's almost exclusively three businesses. It's hairdressers, fish and chip shops, and cake shops. But not in the rest of them generally, because a friend of mine, she has a cake shop and it's called the Cake Hole, which I love.
In the States, you've got Jiffy Lube, which always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Because
Sorry, what?
Jiffy Lube. It's like sort of like we've got Mr. Clutch. They've got Jiffy Lube. They do. They change your oil, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yes.
they'll lubricate you in a hurry.
Are you
Trying to go
sure
off
that's
of
the
the-
only thing they do?
Yeah, you can't say.
Well, I think they're trying to refer to Jiffy being the measurement of the time it takes for light to travel exactly, what was it, 1 centimeter, 1 millimeter, something like that?
Yeah, as in I'll get it done in a jiffy. I didn't know it had any real. Is that true? Let me see. We love
Is that
our
true?
restaurant.
Yes.
Is it true? No. Jiffy, late 18th century of unknown origin.
Do they do happy endings?
And there is quite literally a lubricant called Jiffy Lube.
Yeah.
Now, if soap worked properly in this game, I would stand here at this end, spraying soap over everything,
Yep.
and then someone else could stand a bit further down.
Yeah, I
The
wish.
water.
I agree. I feel that they should rework the soap mechanic in this game to be more realistic.
Lather.
Lather. God, the rust on this is just appalling. But thankfully, I can blast the rust off and get the fresh, clean paint underneath. I'm also a little disappointed they haven't used clear coat rendering because Unity now supports that out the box. You get nice glossy.
Pretty good though. The wet effects quite good.
They are. Did you see the wet effects that I've got going now in my fire game?
No.
Oh, I'm.
No.
They work amazingly, but only from certain angles, rather confusingly. But I am pleased with them. I'll put more screenshots up next time then. I thought I might.
What do you use for your little your little partial screen video clips? It looks like you're just clipping part of the screen and paste it
yes.
straight into Discord.
Gyatso or Gyazzo or however they pronounce it.
Seems quite handy.
It's quite a popular one. I actually subscribe to it. It's one of the very few tools I subscribe to because you get access to high resolution clips and unlimited space. Got the straight on.
Oh, they host it for you as well, do they?
Oh yeah, so if I go to gatsa.com, and let me just grab, wait for it to load, grab your phone to start, let me just post a screenshot in the Discord. I can look at all of my captures forever.
That's neat.
Service ends.
Oh my god, you're such a pessimist. Until the heat death of the universe, then you definitely can't.
Well, until I die, and
Until
then
Google
I
steals them.
stop paying. I stop paying for my subscription.
Well, yeah, but you could choose to do those, or you might somehow invent immortality. Doesn't matter. Oh, actually, what happens when an immortal reaches the heat death of the universe? Now that I think about it.
You just float around forever. You're just the last little bit of energy in the universe.
Well, the universe hasn't died of heat then. Hasn't lost all its heat.
Like the snail in the tungsten ball.
No, I think if you actually made yourself immortal, then you can prevent the complete heat death of the universe.
Right, but that's like technically.
Actually.
It's like making my car last forever by crushing it into a cube and then covering it in varnish. So it's technically my car will never, ever, ever rust away. But
No, it's not. You'll still be you.
will I?
Deep questions out here tonight.
Yeah, there you go. So if you look at that screenshot, so I've got a Gyatso grab from Yonk's back and all of the ones forever. It's very good and I use it a lot. And I need to start posting my shit onto Imgur and I'm very bad at doing that. Like, just a matter of course. Here's a cool video, goes into
Twitter.
Discord, goes into Gyatso, goes to Twitter. I'm not sure if this is a good game that I'm writing, but I am enjoying just setting fires to things and sometimes putting the fires out.
Sometimes?
Well, sometimes I enjoy putting them out, and sometimes I enjoy letting them burn. But I fixed the issue as May and I were having, so I've now got the networking is absolutely superb of rigid bodies. The players not so much, but I need to do that myself. But I haven't done that yet, but I will do. But yeah.
By the way, it's Imager.
Imgur.
It's Imager.
I don't care what they say. And neither does anybody else. Everyone goes, nah, I'm not saying that.
Well, I say GIF, and I'm never going to stop saying GIF.
Actually, it's pronounced applair.
I've heard it's pronounced yeah because of some explanation that I've forgotten.
Yeah, the GIF is already a word. It's an old English word, and it is pronounced GIF. Because there are three.
One pronunciation of it.
Well, there are three ways to pronounce a G: soft, hard, and very soft, I guess.
Yeah, but you have different words
example
spelled the
of
same
that
way
G.
as well, can't you?
So you want to give an example of that G in the word GIF? Keep up.
Another example.
I went to the zoo and I saw a giraffe.
Right.
Have you had a go on the ride yet, Rob?
I have. I've been doing the interior.
No, not of this car. You didn't. You filthy fuck.
Some of them.
I tied up the poor woman with some Yaffa tape.
Right.
I actually don't know of any other use of the what we call it, the wobbly G, the ultra soft G, the triple ply G.
In fact, you don't even know if it's real, apart from one word that no one's ever heard of.
Well, I've heard of it. GIF.
When?
When people are arguing about how to pronounce GIF or GIF.
Right.
It's an archaic word. It's not in use. I think it means ownership or something like that. It's not related to images. Obviously, they didn't have any images in 13th century England.
Yes, they did. They had paintings.
That's not really an image, though, is it?
Cave paintings.
For me, it's just a case of when you have an initialism or an acronym, and you're going to sound it out, you generally use the phonetic version of the letters.
Yeah.
to make it into a word. You don't say, well, so you say, well, it makes a gut sound. You don't say it's the letter G, therefore the word I'm going to say is J. That's what the creator of GIFs did.
Yeah, graphics.
Yeah.
Like Jurassic Park. Sorry, Jurassic Park.
Just because you created it doesn't mean that you get to dictate to everybody how it's pronounced.
Well, Lego would disagree with you.
Long after that, everybody has already settled on one pronunciation.
If you go to legos.com, basically Lego own it and sort of go, no, stop calling it this, and then redirect you to
Yeah,
Lego.
but Lego is also.
But they're not going to
material.
just come out and say, "Oh no, it's pronounced Legu."
No, they came out and said it's pronounced Lego, not Legos. Similar to the way butter is pronounced butter, not butters, just because I've got
But
lots of
my
it.
point is, it would be unspeakable for them to just come out and say, "Oh no, actually, it was Legu."
Actually, now you say this, can you name a... Esmir, can you name a brand of shoes, 4 letters, begins with an N?
Nike.
Thank you. Rob, can you name a brand of shoes, 4 letters, begins with an N?
Nike.
Nike. We do not call it Nike over here.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
But also, Rob, butter is sort of homogeneous, and you could sort of spread it and fill a bucket of butter.
Yeah.
It's same as
And it's
Lego.
something you have.
Yeah. It's like if you cut lasagna in half.
You have less butter, not fewer butter.
Yeah. If you have
Exactly.
if you have a
Have less
pizza,
Lego, not fewer Lego.
if you have a pizza and you put another pizza on top of it, you have 2 pizzas. If you put lasagna on top of lasagna, you just have more lasagna.
So, Rob, are you saying it should be Legos?
No, I'm saying it should be Lego, the same way it's butter.
It is Lego.
No,
Lego is its own plural.
Yes.
one of us is
Exactly.
confused.
You're actually both agreeing with each other, but in an angry and argumentative way.
No, we're not. Fuck off. Yeah.
Sorry, Tad. I mean, we in the UK we also pronounce a whole bunch of stuff. I'll say differently, but wrong.
You mean right?
Lee.
What? What? Like night?
Pronounced it wrong, we would literally pronounce. No,
It's-
pronounce it wrongly, not wrong. Because if we pronounced it wrong, we'd literally say the word wrong. Actually,
A car brand beginning with a H and ending in ADAI.
an H, not a H. H.
Hyundai?
Actually,
Hyundai.
Yeah. How would? Well, you just to pronounce it differently. How would you pronounce it, Todd?
I'll shoot
the
for the
correct accent.
pronunciation you're itching to hear. Hyundai.
Is that how you pronounce it though? Because we kind of
Gods no.
we kind of call it. Well, what? How? Yeah, see, you're all pronouncing it differently, so you're all wrong. Or
Hyundai.
I blame, for me personally, I blame the fact that I took Japanese for like 4 years.
pretty sure they're Korean. How about that car company?
Day.
Sorry,
Asian
what?
languages tend to have similar
It's Daewoo because the
pronunciations.
advert on TV said
Says-
that'll be a Daewoo.
That would be the Daewoo.
Waiwoo.
Yeah, Daewoo.
They had to have the name. They had to put the name in the advert though, otherwise no one would know.
Okay, Tad, car manufacturer, 6 letters, palindromic, begins with an N, has a pair of S's in the middle.
Oh, my car, Nissan.
Wait, that's not a palindrome.
Nissan. How is? Oh no, it's not what I'm talking about. I've had a long day. Yeah, Nissan, we would call that.
Now there is a company called Nissin, and that's a
That program called Nissan.
ramen company.
Yeah, but we call it Nissan,
yeah.
even though more correctly it is Nissan. Obviously, you do pronounce the J car company completely incorrectly, but we're not going to
Jag-
do that. Yeah,
Jaguar?
Jaguar. Jaguar.
Jaguar.
Tad, how
Jaguar.
could you? Even I know it's
What do
Jaguar.
you mean?
It's Jaguar. It's not Jaguar. There's no W in it. Correctly, it's pronounced Jag.
Yeah, and it's not French.
Yeah,
What about the popular open source operating system beginning with L?
Linux.
Oh God, Blood Rose just said Jaguar.
Blood Rose wins.
The Linux is named after a man,
I
right?
mean,
It's named after that, so you can
Yeah.
derive its correct pronunciation from the thing it's named
Yeah,
after.
Linux is named after Linus, which is fun.
But he pronounces it
Yeah.
Linux.
Wow.
He pronounces it Linux.
What, with like a U in it? Ugh.
Slightly, it's somewhere between an I and a U, I'd say.
Like Linux.
Wait, did you say Lennox? Because that's
No.
Lennox is a air conditioning company, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. And
Well, and
Lennox
Linux,
is one half of
air
the
conditioning.
Eurythmics.
Who was the other half?
I think it was that.
Dave.
More.
No,
Less.
fewer.
It's Dave Fewer. Really? Is that his real name? So the James Bond actor's correct name was Roger Fewer.
On the mention of James Bond, there is actually a film being filmed next week down
Stuart.
in Margate.
A film is being filmed next week in Margate. I doubt it's the next James
Yeah,
Bond film 'cause they haven't even
they've-
announced a new actor or actress for.
Oh yeah, Tom Scott was in Medway. I could have gone and shook his hand.
They've just filmed the new Marvel TV series Secret Invasion in Leeds, and it was a bit weird because they did a whole bunch of leads up like Russia and filmed it there. So apparently Samuel Jackson kept going into Greg's and buying sausage rolls and stuff.
They're similar to what they've done here.
You do.
They've just done all the seafront up and built a fake cinema and made it all look like the 80s.
Oh, I doubt it's
It
James
already
Bond.
did look like the 80s.
Hey,
I miss the 80s.
I don't.
That's because you're
It's very easy to recreate the 80s. Turn your computer off, turn your television off, turn your mobile phone off, turn your internet off entirely, and just stare blankly out the window.
No, I mean
worry about
like
getting
reasonably
hit.
decent music and stuff like that.
That sounds more like simulating a massive EMP blast.
I mean,
We still have reasonably decent music, even if you judge only 80s music as that, because we recorded it.
yeah, that's bollocks, by the way, Jay. What you're doing is you're looking back over 10 years of music and remembering like the 30 good tunes. The 80s was full of shit music. It's just that you don't remember that bit. You just remember the good stuff.
Considering I actually like sort of 60s and 70s music more. Yeah.
Same thing. 60s was full of shit music. Oh my god, like everything the Monkees did.
Yes, I quite agree. It's only the 90s that had 100% awesome music.
Oh, yeah.
shit.
Urban Cookie Collective, for example.
Who the fuck was it that have come up with that?
Urban Cookie Collective came up with that. So, I mean, even
Say in a
like
minute.
the Beatles did a whole bunch of crap as well. Like, you know, they did some amazing stuff, but also,
They did something that was just fucking terrible.
well, yeah.
I think
the stuff
the
Ringo
bad
did
one,
either. That's just mean.
a lot of the bad stuff they put down as being George Harrison's work and stuff like that, didn't they? Like anything that made it
That's what I
was
did.
down to John Lennon or Paul McCartney, and
Anything I write that's shit, I just blame George Harrison. That's just standard.
you're not Beatle.
Yeah, aren't I? Does that mean I can't blame George Harrison?
No,
Fucking racist, that is.
that's the sort of shit my nephew would say.
I like your nephew already.
But George
He's
Harrison's fault?
supposed to be in bed, but he's sitting behind me watching.
Can you hear me?
No,
Is he single?
You're talking about George Harrison.
no.
Yes, Tad. One of the Beatles is sitting behind Jay and watching him play PowerWash Simulator.
Like, you're just fucking. What did you have for dinner tonight, Ted? Did it involve mushrooms?
I don't know where the name came from.
I haven't eaten today yet. That might be part of it.
I had the most expensive lasagna at a racetrack. It was very good, but I've never paid £9.50 for a lasagna before.
Was it two lasagna stuck together?
No, more like half a lasagna. And two garlic breads the size of...
Or was it half a lasagna?
I don't
Surely it
know.
was just less lasagna.
It was actually a pizza.
I wanted pizza, but they didn't do pizza. They just had lasagna. But I am going to see Uncharted
Very
tomorrow.
confused pizza.
But unfortunately, I've only ever played Uncharted for about 15 minutes on the PSP, so I'm not really down with the story.
I got a feeling it might be awful.
I think it's getting quite good reviews, though.
What do they know?
Well, they review films for a living. %. Oh, well, never mind.
What's that? Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah, Metacritic.
You watch or listen to Mark Commode. He seems to know his shit.
Yeah, although that's just like one person's view, isn't it? And
He's always
if I'm
got
gonna watch,
interesting insights.
yeah. So if I'm going to watch a film or something like that, I'll quite often check IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, and generally, if the consensus is something's awesome, it's probably all right. But that's not always true. You can sometimes really hate something that everyone else loves.
Yeah, like Zelda.
The reverse is true as well.
Harry Potter.
Oh my gods, especially for me, the reverse is true.
You like Zelda?
Right, like you like things that everyone thinks is shit.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. It's like when everybody pans something, I'm just like, well, now I know what I need to go watch.
Yeah, and look, that's fair enough. My wife's the same.
That's because she's a
And I
hipster.
Don't listen
generally
to
find
them.
that I don't mind.
Don't listen to what I should have choices. I don't care what everyone else says. I don't care what the
Yeah, but some
result
films
is.
are just fucking awful. No matter whether it's, no matter how many people say it's awful.
No,
it's
there are
awful.
some. You're right. Like Manos Hands of Fate. Oh my god, it's so bad.
If you like bad films, I highly recommend a YouTube channel called Weird Movies with Mark, where he reviews some just unbelievably bad, really bad films. Not, oh, lol, the new Spider-Man was such a shit film, but I mean, proper, unbelievable. I watched one was a Canadian early 80s exploitation movie, like a horror movie, but it's like in Canada. It was weird. But stuff like it was very Canadian, to the point where one of they were bullying this guy who eventually snapped to become a murderer, and one of them was like, shove off, you weird funny person. That was the best they could come up with as an insult.
Could I ask a favour on the quick? Could the people on the scaffold please jump off at the scaffold?
Are they not cleaning stuff? They're cleaning stuff.
They are cleaning stuff, but I need to move it slightly further forward.
But they're cleaning stuff.
They can
clean
stuff,
it
but
when it's for the falls.
needs to go forward to get to the bit that I need to get to.
So you want to inconvenience two people who are currently doing work so you can do some work.
So that 3 people can do some work.
Ah, that's spoken like a manager, Rob. I noticed you guys have cleaned the inside of these cars, but not the inside of the star.
So whoever that is that's at the very top of the scaffold, can you piss off?
They're in red, so it's going to be Esmir.
Like, just jump. Yeah,
Don't do it, Esmir. You have everything to live for.
Jump
Oh,
onto
damn
the
it.
Ferris wheel.
I thought the original terrible movie experience was Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yes. And obviously, Rift Tracks have taken up that mantle, and they are brilliant. It's the same people. And but yeah, Weird Movies with Mark covers. It's more like reviews. Oh yeah.
So
it's,
I have since jumped back onto the scaffolding, and it has still not been properly placed.
Oh, is that why it's red?
I fell.
There you go.
Oh, I fell into the scaffolding.
No, it's red because you've got it intersecting with a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, me.
No, like even when I walked across the other side of the car park, it was still red.
So you took too long. Got it.
Yeah, I don't. When I was playing with
Well,
Max,
I thought you used to,
found
ain't
that
it?
I really could not be trusted to touch the host equipment.
Phrasing. Speaking of touching the host's equipment, did you check out the post in the Patreon
I was
channel?
wondering if that was that.
Did you see the picture that turned up in the Patreon channel?
Oh. Yes.
The edited one.
Finally.
The edited one.
Oh, someone edited it?
I laughed so fucking hard
Because
at that.
Taya was very upset.
I laughed a lot too. I might, yeah, he's found it. I might do another Patreon post and put the edited version up and saying this is why you can't have nice things.
Which one is the Patreon channel?
I don't need what access. Let me put it in the
Yeah, I think getting into the Patreon channel is automated.
yeah, it's done by a bot if you're a Patreon. I'll take it in the Lockdown Man channel. But Jay might be because
No, I'm asking is that I can turn the mod thing on, can't I, and gain access to shit that if someone calls for a moderator.
Anyway, I've just put it in the Lockdown Man channels. Yeah, someone edited the photo
That's
of me.
peculiar.
I still
That's
have
horrifying.
after that
Just
shit.
gonna leave Cat,
What is there? Where's the cat?
Chad out of the loop.
Is
That's
there-
kind of spicy.
Is there a cat on this channel? A level?
I haven't looked.
I haven't noticed it. I mean, there is the volcano, which is where the cat's being sacrificed to. Sorry, spoilers.
Somebody finished polishing their shaft.
Sorry, what?
Brr.
That's what it said.
You heard him.
Wow. And I think on that note, I'm going to disappear and go to bed.
Alright, thanks for popping by. Hope to see you again tomorrow.
Yeah.
See you, Jake.
What is tomorrow?
It's Wreckfest or similar.
Cool. I'll just go wait for the game to shut the fuck down now.
You've got a power
It
button.
never shuts down for me. Just I can't exit this game.
No. But I really need to go to bed. I've been saying it for the last hour and a half that I'm going to bed. And
Well, fuck off then. Go on, piss off, sling your
I
own.
will do when I can get my freaking Discord back and I can disconnect from you lot.
Well, I hope you looked at a picture of me before you connect from Discord.
Oh, I
And
will.
head to your bed.
I'll be in my bunk.
Sweet dreams.
What the fuck?
They will be now. They will be now.
What the actual fuck?
I tell you, this is why the internet cannot be given pictures of me, because that's what happens.
Maybe that's more than just pictures of you.
I think it's just me. I think no one else has ever edited any other photos and I'm the first.
Oh, yeah?
Hashtag worth 100. It's me. You wouldn't just have numb and tingly fingers from the amount your nozzle is vibrating. You would break your wrist. This is so quick doing it with this many people there.
Can't be expected to play this game single player though.
It's alright single player because you can't go wrong or struggle. Like you just
It's a wonderful thing to play while you're watching a movie or show on the other screen.
Yes.
Right, I finally got out. I will see you guys tomorrow. Nighty night.
Sleep well.
Yeah, I mean, Rob, if you are playing it and I'm around, let me know, and I'll happily come and help you clean something.
You know what?
You
I don't think I will be.
Dirty man. Yeah, just to point out, by the way, this level is the last level, second to last level in the game. This is like the hardest one. It's not a good
Longest
indicator.
one.
Probably is about the longest one, actually. Yeah, I should do some more work on my game tomorrow.
For now.
The treehouse was like, yeah,
I didn't.
it
struggle.
pays the most.
I didn't struggle with the treehouse that much, but I had already played the game a whole bunch multiplayer by that point, so I was. You guys would have approached it with less experience because I played through the single player and the multiplayer, so I played a whole bunch, so I had a pretty good idea of what to look for and what to do. But it did take a while, but I think this one took longer.
God, it took me like 3 days to complete the stupid treehouse.
Yeah, I definitely know that long.
So long. And it pays the most out of all of them.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, it's like 1,500.
Shame it can't be repeated.
I know, right? I mean, I could just, take my save file and throw it off into another folder for a while I enjoy replaying everything all over again.
At that,
There's
actually,
a setting in the settings to reset your progress.
I wouldn't want to do that. I want to back up my save first.
that reminds me of the way. Do we want to have another look at Carrier Command? They've done a major update, so you can now have a whole fleet of ships and support ships. And I don't know if in multiplayer you get to actually drive them or what, but yeah, they do seem to be doing quite a lot of changes.
Schalke and Zebra probably will.
I mean, I would like to try because I only played it for the first week in VR, and it was so fucking broken. I never went back. But they did do a lot of work in VR, but I wasn't prepared to sort of take part in an experiment of have we fixed how VR is in this game. I also there are some bits you just can't do in VR, like the gunning, just really doesn't work. If gunning is a real word. Ah!
Gunning for it, but I don't think it means the same thing.
Probably does.
Yes, it is a word that's used.
As in, he came gunning for him, I guess. Usually not with artillery.
Yeah. Or they were gunned down.
But yeah,
Man, you make 'em.
I did enjoy Carrier Command. It was just that every island, we didn't have to bother changing our strategy at all. Apparently, we were very lucky that we got the artillery factory very early on. Because apparently, if you don't get that, it's a very different game. But we could just shell everything.
Then you freaking rammed the other carrier.
Well, we killed
Which
the other
was
carrier.
hilarious.
We killed the other carrier like 3 times, and not a single one of those times was it any challenge. As long as it doesn't run away, we just killed it.
Gunning is the whole reason why you're not supposed to say, I repeat,
What? I repeat what?
on over radio syntax. You're not supposed to say repeat.
What do you say?
You say, I say again.
Ah.
Why?
Because repeat is an artillery command. Shoot again.
Yeah, you know that last artillery shell? Yeah, fire another one. Over.
It will be for them.
Yeah, I should have known that, isn't it? Because I played Borodino and you had to type in artillery commands that you would send on horseback to your artillery people.
Oh God.
And you could say, you had to organise it, you would say at 1600 hours, shell this location for 6 minutes, then repeat. No, it was a Winchester game, so it's an old Atari ST strategy game, but it was weird because like you would send orders out, and the orders, if you sent like to an artillery unit several miles away, you had to wait for the man on horseback to actually get there. But sometimes he would get killed on the way, so you had no idea where the artillery strike you called in would actually happen, depending on whether or not your bloke got killed by the enemy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I like it.
Very old game, 87. And the sequel of Call of Duty Waterloo, Abbott did the music, which was no better place, I felt.
I used to like insulting the narrator of Zork. That was always fun. Because there was always all those snarky comments that it would reply back with.
That vaguely reminds me, speaking of interactive games, movies. Has anyone looked at the new Netflix interactive stuff that just turned up on my list? Because I couldn't be bothered with Bandersnatch. I don't have time to endlessly rewatch bits of footage in order to get a different bit of footage.
You don't have to. You could just play through it once.
Yeah, but then I'm not going to watch. Then I won't get to see it all. Couldn't they have just made a 3-hour film instead of anything interactive?
Well, is that how you approach interactive movies?
No.
Play it through so you can see everything.
I approach interactive movies by not playing them, and in the case of, let's say, Bioshock, completing it and then watching the alternative ending on YouTube.
Yeah, well, the appeal is that you get to sort of choose your own way through it, but it's not like to try and complete it by watching every branch. But
well, how do I get all the achievements?
You save right before the end, and then you pick your different ending.
Well, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work at Bioshock.
No, because it's ongoing. You have to replay it to get the other endings. Or, as I said,
I have played all the endings of Bioshock.
Yeah, but you have
It's just to pick your own adventure.
I don't.
videos.
It's so long ago. I have no idea how I did it. I
You
just know
have to-
I did experience them, and it was really interesting.
Yeah, you have to rescue all of the little sisters.
Yeah,
Get all the Adam,
right.
or kill all the little sisters.
And become the big daddy.
There was harvest all, kill all, or have a mix and mash. Those are your three endings.
Like
Fucking
mutually
hell, that's
exclusive.
right.
Yes.
I used to read the
Guardian.
Build Your Own Adventure books.
Oh,
And,
choose your own adventure.
Choose Your Own Adventure. That's
Yes,
it. And
I've still got a bunch.
every time there was a branch in the book, I'd stick a finger in between the pages. So eventually, I'd be holding this book with every finger stuck in there to sort of like
Me
quick
and
save
Max were
points so I
talking
could go
about
back.
this exact same thing yesterday.
Is that-
So you could go back when you made a when you got killed by a giant spider. You just go, no problem. I think that's my ring finger on my left hand.
I'm gonna double check because I will get the numbers wrong. But the Choose Your Own Adventure books were fascinating because of the sheer number. Do you want to have a guess how many they wrote? How many books they were?
20.
With that particular brand name.
Yes, Choose Your Own Adventure books specifically.
Thousands.
You're the star. No, what? You're the star of the story.
Damn.
Choose from 40 possible endings. There was 184 was the final number. And do you know how different they were?
Barely at all.
Barely at all. They were I believe 3 or 4 paths through every book, and they were the same. They just changed the text.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what you would do. Otherwise, it'd be very confusing, especially with probably the limited ways of managing it that they had at the time.
But yeah, they did 184 in 20 years. So what's that? 5 a year. But yeah,
Right, save on
Right,
script reading
this is-
existing.
I don't feel very well, so I'm going to head to bed.
okie dokie. Well, thank you for joining us. Hope you join us tomorrow, where it's going to be.
Oh shit! Did we forget to tell him how to not get motion sick from this game?
Oh shit! Yeah, that is a good point, Rob. Are you feeling motion sick because of the game?
Yes.
No, it is. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I'll tell you for next time. If you go to the escape and hit the burger menu, and then options, and then scroll all the way down to general, there are 6 options. You want to tick show crosshair dirt details on, so otherwise you'll feel sick.
Oh, also increase the FOV.
I haven't done that, but the rescue makes a difference. I have never
Brilliant.
felt
Well,
sick.
thanks for telling me that before
I
the
forgot. I'm so sorry. I've never felt sick in a first-person
No,
shooter
we
in my
have
life.
told everybody else before.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I've never felt sick in a first-person shooter before in my life until I played this game.
Yep.
And after swaying the
Same
camera
here.
back and forth for several hours, I'm like, I don't feel very good. So yeah, that is an option, and I'm sorry. Yeah, you should have said, "Ooh, dear me, I feel a bit queasy."
Well, next time I'll turn that on.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming.
All right.
You should, we're doing Wreckfest tomorrow. If you want to come along for the lols, always welcome.
I will consider it.
Alright.
Depending on what's going on.
Okay.
All right, good night.
That's it. Izzo, do you want to have a guess how many Choose Your Own Adventure books were sold in total? Given there are 184 books made, how many copies did they sell?
184.
No, they sold. Well, I had at least 2 copies I had at least 2 of them. I think we've lost him, or he's cheating on Wikipedia.
Sorry, I was on mute. I said 1.5 million.
What? 250 million.
Wow.
So each book averaged about what? 1.1, 1.2 million.
That's pretty
Nice.
impressive.
Well, that was before we had computer games, you see. So that's what people did instead. Interactive books. No, I did Choose Your Own Adventure. I had Fighting Fantasy. My favourite, I don't know if you've seen them, it's White Warlord and White Warden and Black Baron. So it was a PvP first-person shooter book. Have you seen that one?
No.
That was very interesting that you just said.
I'm not joking. That's genuinely what it was.
No.
Hold on, let me find you a pic. Oh wow, brilliant! I've just found a copy of the whole book.
PvP first-person shooter book. So you're talking about the Dungeons and Dragons handbook?
No. I am literally, what I'm saying is exactly what I mean. I'm not. I just try to find a picture I can copy that's not in the someone's pirated the whole book. Oh, that's a terrible image. Right, I'll try and explain it because I'm struggling to. There we go. That's a terrible picture. So you would. Yeah. Oh, there we go. So you could play it single player or you could play it PvP. And when you played it, you'll be here. And if you wanted to move forward, you go to page 212. You wanted to sidestep, you go to page 2. You wanted to run forwards, and then you had if you could hide, you could hide behind things. But in this particular picture, if you had a certain number and you'd call out your number to the other person, and if you could see each other, you could call it out, and then you went to another page which was the same image only with the person standing there. So genuinely, it is a first-person PvP shooter in a book. It was, yeah. Oh my! I can't imagine the planning and everything that must have gone into that.
Somebody was bored and had a really big notepad.
Oh.
That's what I'm assuming.
Sold a lot of planes. Sold a lot of copies, I believe. We had it, and then there was I think a couple of sequels, but yeah, because you could buy White Warlord or Black Baron, and then you had to have your friend with the other book in order to fight against each other.
Now imagine two people that are wanting to do that over postal mail.
I never played any. I think I played one play-by-mail game, but it didn't last very long. Well, it did, but it didn't last very many turns, shall we say. But I do remember play-by-email games, which always ended up. Because I used to play play-by-email games with Max about 25 years ago. But it always ended up with one person losing interest or not having their turn or whatever.
As you do.
But yeah, asynchronous gameplay, I think, is something that I'm surprised has not caught on a bit more. I mean, you've got Clash of Clans, of course, where you attack someone when they're not there and then you get to see the results of it. I guess is kind of the same.
A friend of mine had that happen to him while he was off. Went to go attack him back and had to wait 4 days. Went to go attack him when he finally logged off, and he did the math, and it was about $3,000 the dude spent.
Seriously. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, some people do take their mobile gaming extremely seriously. Bear in mind, as I said, I went to a racetrack today and I saw people who were spending 200, 300,000 on a hobby. Not race cars, hobby cars. So yeah, some people are very excited for whatever it is they are really into.
Logistics games?
Sometimes I wish there were people who'd spend £3,000 on logistics games.
I might have.
Yeah.
No, I know. I wish I could sell my games for £3,000.
I just keep gifting them to friends. It's like an addiction.
Not one DJ's gonna help you at all to get over it.
Well, I do. I'm going to start pushing towards shipping some of these prototyping games I've been working on, because I do have a logistics game and it's somewhere. It's a third-person game that's sort of an overcooked / moving out perspective, but it's a logistics game. And I had some sort of design goals for it, but it's kind of getting there. But I need to spend some more time on it, as with everything. So yeah, I will. Basically, I was going to do the fire game until I lost enthusiasm or momentum, and then stream something else. But continue to stream the different games I'm working on. But the fire game looks so good. I'm quite entranced with the lighting tech that I've got going. Plus, the networking's very good, and quite frankly, even a bad game with lots of network support is usually like playing a shit game with your friends is quite good. It's like watching a shitty movie with your friends.
Just watching this video of civilians in a park making Molotov cocktails. And one of them is a teacher saying nobody thought this is how we would spend our weekends. All these women standing around stuffing bottles with their manicured nails. Bizarre.
Yeah.
But what are they stuffing them with?
They're shaving polystyrene by the looks
Oh,
of it.
napalm.
Ooh,
No,
spicy.
no. I mean, what are they using
Accelerant.
as a wick?
Probably strips of cloth, I would have thought.
That's how you hurt yourself with it.
Yeah, it's not
Well-
great for napalm.
I mean, they did pretty much.
I mean,
invent-
there's a better way, and I feel like I should not say on stream.
Yeah, but you should probably find someone in Ukraine. I mean, I believe these are basically people that invented it, so I assume they've got a long and glorious history of Molotoving invaders.
I'll just
Right,
say
but
that
this woman isn't. She's
there's
a
a
teacher. She's a kindergarten
there's a
teacher.
specific feminine hygiene product that works way better and doesn't burn you.
Now with wings.
The other one.
Yeah.
Body form made to make your mouth water. No, that's a different thing. Starburst. Body form for you. That's it.
Is it an underarm razor? Yeah.
Roll on deodorant probably. But yeah, napalm and petrol is napalm. Polystyrene and petrol is poor man's napalm. So it burns and it sticks to what it burns.
Yeah, I don't know what they're using for a wick because they're not showing that. But either way, it's a striking video and just thing to behold.
I mean, there aren't many things that I feel very strongly about, but if the government decided to try and shut down the NHS or change it too radically, I might think about making Molotov cocktails.
Also,
Well, I'd like to
Just cut a whole
clarify.
bunch of funding to it?
I'm not exactly condoning Molotov cocktails, but I am trying to, put it out there that, well, if people are going to do it, be safe.
Well, don't be that safe, because obviously that's a terrible Molotov cocktail if it's safe.
I think that Ukrainian and Russian probably mutually intelligible to a degree, but they are different languages. So if they weren't, what I'm getting at is a lot of these Russian soldiers, apart from the fact they didn't think they were going in the first place, they're going in and shooting people. Imagine if they did speak the same language. It'd be like us going to Wales or something, being told to go in and just to start blowing up a Welsh.
English?
Is that happening?
No.
Can we sign up for this?
Wales does speak English. They have their own language as well, but they're part of the same sort of landmass. That's the thing. It's like, you didn't have to cross a sea to get there. You just sort of drive over there and then start murdering people in another city that looks just like yours.
Is
That's
there
what's weird.
is there a target of Welsh people I would have to kill? Do I get a bonus for going over?
For me, it would be 0. I think I would
Sorry,
like
we're looking for Nazis.
Have you met any Welsh people?
Oh dear.
Just for the record, I love
No.
Welsh people. Not all of them. I haven't met all of them.
As
though.
much as they like sheep.
I do like
The
this level.
EPs of CAD are his own
You say.
I love how that came from the other American in the room.
It was really. Huh?
I'm afraid. I think we're almost out of content. I think we've nearly washed everything. I'm afraid there isn't a grime ejecting simulator. Well, not this game anyway. So you can't then just dirty up the levels.
That's Viscera. Yeah.
I guess we do have VCD, yeah.
God, I was looking through the achievements in that game, and just, I'm astonished at how much time I would have to invest if I cared about those achievements.
Yeah, the game does seem a bit mean. That game. I mean, to be fair, we did listen to Tad, and it went quite wrong. But it seems an unfair and brutal and mean game, which is fine as long as it's fair with it, as long as it's even with its heavy-handedness.
It is very even with its heavy-handedness.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm struggling to do the inside of these big long beams, by the way, without standing in a particularly non-OSHA approved position.
Stand on the platform and spray up.
No, the inside.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that one suggestion of what anti-OSHA game. Just pretty much. This is a thing. It needs to happen, and you're clearly the person for the job because it's just
Well, bear in mind that the fire game I've made, I've not done a lot of game yet. I've just done tech. If I wanted to radically change what the game was, I'm not really losing very much. I mean, I probably wouldn't use the fire simulation, but I haven't really done any game stuff, so I can implement almost any gameplay features. And I don't know whether or not I think it's a good idea what I'm doing. It's mostly tech, because my worry is, like, I can't crank out levels in a hurry. Like, if I decide that's the game I'm doing, I could maybe get 8 levels done by the end of the year, and I did not do anything else. So there is a worry about the amount of content. But if it was more a game where it's less about have we successfully defended all of the level from the fire, and more about lol, look at what I'm doing with this forklift truck.
I'm assuming that you're making that you're considering making a level editor, like, first and foremost.
No, because it's all in Unity, so it's just part of Unity.
Wait, you can't make a level editor?
Not really. Unity doesn't really work like that. I mean, you probably could, but you spend so much time writing a level editor when what you should be doing is using Unity, which is essentially a level editor. I mean, Visceral Cleanup Detail has a bunch of levels, but people who just put them together in Unreal.
No, they've said that they make a level editor so that it's easier for them to throw together the content.
But you still need to have a basic Unreal scene within which that lives. Oh, so let's say Dungeon Defenders then, probably a better example. So the extra maps were done in Unreal by the community. Oh. But yeah, I don't necessarily think what I'm doing is a brilliantly compelling gameplay idea. I think it's pretty cool, but I worry that all of the levels are going to be kind of the same. But what I'm going to aim for on Monday is the remote control physics robot, which should actually add quite a lot of hilarity into it. And it might be that I then go down that route and it turns into the whole game is just a multiplayer game where you sit there controlling a robot that falls over quite a lot, but you can't see where it is. Someone else has to help guide you. Or, you know, maybe it then turns into just basically blind person parking simulator and someone else is like left a bit, right hand down, left hand down. Oh no, you've run over that dog. We'll see. Games evolve quite often.
Fucking brilliant idea. I love it.
Maybe I could call the game.
Got run over.
The game could be called the game that John Wick wanted to ban.
There we go.
Oh, what did I say? Centers of, oh, that side. I am going. Oh, maybe I can do it from the.
Leaving you.
You're leaving me? Oh, you believe in me? Okay, that's nicer.
No, I believe in you.
Well, I am real, so.
Yeah. Oh. Fair enough.
Supposed to get these bits.
Well, I'm waiting for it to come back around.
No, there's the
Oh, those bits.
center support. Oh, I guess I could use the ladder. Oh, no, I can't use the ladder. Ladder is useful in very few places. Ah, actually, maybe this will give me the extra elevation that I need. Oh, or I could use the long nozzle.
Yes. Super long one is super good.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. There we go. Alright, one of the front outer beams is dirty. Right.
Yeah, I know exactly which one, and I'm still waiting for it to come back around. It should be around very shortly.
Yep, here it is, the one on the left. Cool. Wow. 7 dirty pod
Yep.
frames. They're annoying.
Holy shit.
So they're the hoops, aren't they, holding on the... fallen.
Yeah, I see one.
So in this OSHA fail simulator, what would the game be, though? Is it like a job simulator where you actually have to achieve very tedious, boring things, but you would do it in a very unsafe way, or you're in a very unsafe environment?
I think we need a... I think the answers to that would be located within the forklift channel and the sub-commander channel. You know, all that stuff.
We're gonna
All
call-
these hints over the time have accumulated into pretty much suggesting we need an OSHA fail game.
I think we should call it OSHA disapproved. What's the opposite of approved?
Oh, it's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that.
No, disapproved is not the right word. That means, you know...
No, it's a double one.
It's
Because
not-
OSHA.
I guess
approved is the thing.
disapproved. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's why I chose it, and I guess disapproved as in, ooh, I
That's
disapproved
really
your
good.
boyfriend. But yeah, I'll put the drivable physics bomb disposal robot in on Monday. I think that should start to flesh the game out a little bit.
Well, you put the dis in parentheses to indicate
I've had to,
it's a play
I've
on
had to
the
run
word.
back upstairs. I had to run back upstairs to unmute to say unapproved. I'm going again now.
OSHA unapproved. Yeah, that worked. But disapproved also works because of it's, you know, as in disapproving look. But yeah, unapproved I think is more grammatically correct.
Not as fun to say.
The other thing is, though, realistically, I can get away with a lot of shit if I make everything sci-fi, because I can just make anything up, and then I can also use a lot of fantastic quality assets that are available. Ah. Good, 3-pod frames to go. The one behind me needs doing, the one on the yellow coming down now, but I can't see which bit. Yeah, there's the hoops that need doing. Hoops. Ah, got it. Or you did. Oh, yeah, good.
Yeah, whatever this dirt is, I can't see it.
I can't. I'm waiting for the next dirty pod frame to pop up. See, this is another example of where simple role-based stuff would be good. If I could grab a scanner and I could just constantly scan for dirt, but it took like 2 seconds to bring up and down, so you couldn't flip it in. But that would work quite well for multiplayer games. Ah, here we go. It's this one on the. Yes. Good job, team.
Congratulations.
That's hilarious. We're not seeing the Esmir stood for a long time with no scaffolding. But yeah, the thing is, you could watch her clean the ring because I think she just stood there and slowly cleaned it outwards. That's so cool.
I did, and I did the same thing on the other side.
Now, it's a shame these cameras aren't panning. So they don't slowly, over the course of the time-lapse, pan from left to right. You could do that. To do time-lapse. Right. Well, that is it for this evening. We are down to... Oh, no. It's career mode. Free play. What have we got left? I think we've done all the vehicles to 100%. And then I think locations, we've got the temple. Oh, that's it. Wow. Well, I better take Power Simulator off the to-do list on Monday because we've run out of content.
Oh no.
Maybe VCD. Right, I am off to bed as I am pooped. So I will see you people, lovely people, tomorrow for Wreckfesting. And I hope you'll join us. The more the merrier.